Welcome, welcome everybody. Thank you very much for checking out the stream, Gaiden. I hope you're having a good day and you're well prepared for your collaboration later today. In case anyone doesn't know Gaiden so far, please check them out. Very, very cute VTuber. Super adorable fox. Definitely needs to hydrate a little bit more, so follow them to do a few hydrate redeems, maybe a washing machine. The character looks cute. Hydrates a game leaving. Okay, we're just doing the washing machine. If you don't want the hydrates, we're just doing the washing machine. That's not a problem.
It's rare to get rest like this.
The character on the screen right now, can you see my mouse? Yeah, you can. This is Pramonix. This is my favorite character in the game. Today we're playing Arknights, which is a tower defense gacha game with a lot of very cute operators, which are the characters that you basically deploy as towers. We're going for a little challenge mode where we're only using fox characters or characters drawn by a certain artist to try and beat a very challenging roguelike mode. I hope it's gonna be fun. Depends a little on how much luck we have with our relics. But yeah, I hope everybody's having a good day so far. I hope you're doing alright, everybody. It's already Tuesday, isn't it? Just a couple more days until we're back to the weekend. Can relax a little bit more. So let's try to make the most of the week and get through these days. Okay. Oh yeah, this is the interface for what we're going to do today. It's called Phantom and Crimson Solitaire. It's a roguelike mode where your character starts out a little weaker and you start out with a few less than you normally have, and you have to make your way through random encounters, random nodes. It's very similar to normal roguelike games, but you're using your normal characters. So check out my normal characters, for example, all of these characters, and we're gonna use, for example, Angelina, that's a fox character. And we're gonna use Frostleaf, also a very cute fox character. And all of these are gonna be our main forces today. So let's see how far we can go this time. I think we're gonna start with this. Arknights OC designs are so cute. Arknights has some of the best designs that I've ever seen in a gacha game. It's incredible. I really love it because it's not just overly sexualized. Sure, there are a few like that, but you also have a few really cool designs in here. Characters that just look absolutely awesome, like Silver Ash design, for example. He does have a few spicy skins, but also some that just look very, very cool. Osaria. I love these armor designs, where you really think these characters kind of belong in the battlefield. It's great. And there's so many skins that you can get for free or for just participating in different modes in the game. Everything's available later again, even if you miss a certain event. It's fantastic. It's so far been the best gacha game I've ever played. I tried a couple of them. I was a big fan of God's Frontline for a long time, for example. But they got a little bit too greedy for my taste. Want to try to get an Arknights outfit, but finding good available artists is a struggle. Oh, I can imagine that. Arknights outfits are very, very difficult because they are so very detailed. For example, if we look at the Chamara skin I just had, I think she has tons of little details. Like, look at all of those little chains and whatever she has. It's incredible. You have to be really careful when designing characters like this. I think Scooch-chan said something like that too, right? She likes Genshin because it's a little easier to draw. At least I think I remember such a conversation where she mentioned that there are just too many accessories and stuff like that in a lot of Arknights designs. But I'm not quite sure. I don't think I've ever seen her draw any Arknights characters. At least I don't remember. Mostly she seems to be drawing Genshin, which are very cool designs too, but Personally, I prefer Arknights. I think it's very nice. Also, the chibi stats that you have when you're deploying characters onto the field, onto the actual game field. The chibis just look very adorable, and they all have different effects depending on which skin you're using, which skill you're using. All of those things can change. And the currency you're using for buying skins is very easily obtainable. Every event basically gives you enough for at least the skin that you want. So normally you don't really have any problems with getting the skins that you want, as long as you're not buying literally every skin. Should be fine. And even then it's probably still fine as a new player, for example, because you have so many stages available. I think there are currently more than half a dozen side story events that you could do if you want. And we're getting chapter 10 next week, so a lot of stuff. We need every skin. We need a lot of skins, that's for sure. I also like having more skins available just to switch it up every now and then. See the character in a slightly different outfit. I think that's always very nice. And like I said, the quality is just very high, so it's often very difficult for me to decide which skin I like the most, whether it's a new skin or the default skins. Unlike many other games, the default skins already look absolutely amazing. And it's not rare that I actually like the default a little more than any new skins that are coming out. Oh, we were lucky. We got another guard voucher immediately, and one of the events that I need for the ending I'm going for. Because we're gonna try to defeat the bear boss with all of our foxes. Don't tell Shamsi about that. This teddy needs to die. This teddy definitely needs to die. Let's see. We're gonna use Kata here. Kata's gonna be our main force. Very high damage dealer when it comes to physical damage. Definitely one of our best chances at dealing with this guy. Everyone else is just gonna trigger his ability too often and gonna get us killed. Because this mode has 3 different bosses so far, there's gonna be a 4th one in I think 1 or 2 months. But currently there are 3 different bosses, 3 different endings that you can go for. And I think the second one is gonna be the easiest one to get. Did we get the Phantom skin already? I think we got the Phantom skin this month too. So this mode also gives you another skin. It's really good. I like the policy of Arknights, where they really give you a lot of stuff. A lot of currency that you need for skins all the times. Extra skins, extra resources to upgrade your operators, stuff to decorate your base. And everything's available as long as you want. Like this mode is not gonna go away. Will we survive? That's gonna be a little bit rough. On the CN server I think we got the newest iteration of integrated strategies already, and that one adds a whole bunch of new features. And at the same time this current iteration is still available, so that we can still play this and get all of the rewards even if we, for example, don't like the mode, or if someone joins later and just doesn't have the time to do everything. It's a very good policy. Enemies within the attack range of supporters have less attack. That's very good, because we will have a lot of supporters at the end of this run, hopefully. Hopefully, if we don't have a lot of supporters, we'll have a problem. Vanguards, okay, that's a good one. Medics, let's add another Fox to our team. Support landmine set. I think we're gonna bring a few landmines. And for now, I think we're gonna keep our currency that we accumulated. So far, the run is going very well. We have an emergency note there. Is that one we can do? Ooh. That one might actually be a little bit difficult. Don't really have a high damage output yet. Nah, that's not a good idea. That's just gonna lose us lives. Which is sad, because going for the high difficulty stuff and roguelikes is most of the time the right idea. Can we reach this dude? No, not without damaging one of our operators. Also not a great start. But definitely much more doable than the other one. I guess we're using Chimera like this. And we should be able to get enough DP to deploy Perfumer and Safer. Very nice, very nice. That should be enough to deal with most enemies that are coming from the bottom lane and are going towards our action objective. And Cutter's easily gonna be able to deal with the upper lane. Oh, it's actually getting through. Oh, that's not great. I thought I had a little bit more time. Oh, oh, that was very close. I should probably place down a few more mines. We don't have a lot of those, but they might actually help us save a few more lives. Otherwise, we're gonna lose a little bit here. Oh, okay, very good. One mine per enemy. That could last us until the end of the run. Until the end of this map, I mean. But we'll just have to see. I think we're doing a very good job at healing everyone. Oh, that's the boss enemy. Okay, that worked. Now we'll just have to pray that Chimera and the interference mine that we have here are gonna be enough for the last caster. Then again, I think we have a temporary life. That should also help us here. I don't think we're actually gonna lose anything. Perfect. That's another perfect victory for us. Looking good for our foxes so far. Ingots, ingots, and an elite dispatch node. That means we can add one of our actually strong magical foxes to the team. Angelina is one of the best slow operators and at the same time also deals a ton of damage. But I'm not quite sure if this is the right map. Don't have a lot of ground coverage. Let's go for something a little bit safer. Try to get a few more resources. Hopefully we can get some good relics here later on. Deployment limit +1. What else do we have? Okay, emergency, very nice. Rogue trader, very nice. Safe house would also be good. Downtime recreation, probably not right now. I think we're gonna try the lower lane. Afterwards we're gonna branch into the middle and then the upper lane. And hopefully we can get all of that stuff. So I love model coming back. I mean, I have the model. Wait a moment. Give me a second. I have the model available right now. Here, there it is. But for Arknights I normally turn it off because if this run is going well, I might be able to put the footage on to my YouTube channel for Arknights. So I think for Arknights I'm just gonna turn it off. Engineer like this. That should be good. I think I need someone on the ground. But yeah, the model is still there. The model is still gonna be part of the stream. I hope that I can upgrade it at some point. It's just, it's expensive and not very easy to find someone who can actually help me with an actual design, with something that I could use long term. At least I haven't been able to find something that really works for me, I think. Boom. Very nice. Let's get a little bit more healing and a little bit of extra support. Well, that was a little bit close. So yeah, I think for Arknights and whenever I'm doing stuff like the speedrun stuff that I did for Hollow Knight, I'm probably gonna turn off the model. For other streams, whether it's Elden Ring or I don't know, Pokemon Legends of Arceus, which I still need to finish before next month ideally. I'm probably gonna turn the model on. Upgrades, no upgrades needed, looks great. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. But personally, I think I would like to upgrade at some point. It was supposed to be a placeholder, and it's been holding on for quite a while at this point. And it kind of has also lived its purpose a little bit. At least that's what I feel like. Yeah, it's probably also just a personal mentality kind of thing, because I thought it was supposed to be a temporary thing, and now it's been here for over a year, which is quite a long time already. I think we have another fox. Yes, Frostleaf. Let's turn this off. So yeah, at some point I would like to upgrade, but like I've said in the beginning, a year ago, it's gonna come when it comes out, and I have no idea and no specific plan for when that's gonna happen. For the time being, we'll still have the cookies available. Okay, we need a medic first, then we can start tackling some of these more difficult enemies. Let's hope that W doesn't destroy us. Okay, that's looking very good so far. Maybe like this. Absolutely. Butterscotch cookies. What a curse thing to look at. Oh, it's great. I love it. Alright. I think we need a little bit more firepower here. Kinda don't want to ruin all of the mines. I also don't really want to waste skill. Oh, okay, that was a very good combination. The mine actually managed to kill one of the enemies and heavily damage the other one. Okay, there we go. Boss defeated. Or at least one of the minor bosses, one of the side bosses. She was a boss in, I think, chapter 1, which is that's been quite a while since I played chapter 1. But thankfully she's also a character that you can play. That's another thing I like about Arknights. There are some enemies that you can actually recruit later on. It's pretty difficult, and it's only a small selection. It's not like with God's Frontline, for example, where there's a special mechanic to capture all of the bosses. But we have quite a few of them available. I don't think we can make use of specialists. I think an upgraded Angelina is gonna be the best for now. I think we might be able to actually do this. Yeah, we should be able to do this. We have quite a bit of extra firepower now. That's nice. Alright, let's see. First we need cutter, probably. We need a little bit of ground coverage just to be able to stall some of these enemies, block them. Frostleaf doesn't have her extra range. I always forget about that. She doesn't have a range until she's at Elite 2 level. Elite 2 is such a massive improvement for her, even though it reduces her attack speed. I really hope she can get a good module. But so far there haven't been any announcement for modules for her branch, for her archetype. Let's make the enemy a little bit weaker. Good stuff. And I think that's going well so far. Let's retreat that thing. Angelina needs 25 seconds so far. Not ideal. We should be able to deal with all of these enemies. And I think the second songstress is going down. Very good. That basically takes care of this stage. The other enemies don't get an attack speed buff now, because it's been too long since it has been activated. And I think most of them have a problem with arts damage, so Angelina can easily take care of them. Maybe a little bit of slow and bind. Perfect. Okay, that's another stage done. I need to rearrange my mic a little bit and we get extra starting DP and the defender. Damn, okay, this run's going well. We need a few more relics. We don't really have good relics to increase our damage output for Kata. Other than that, specialists, that's not good. Guards have more HP, that's good. Not quite what I need, but it's already pretty nice. Let's get a lot of hope. Improve Frostleaf. And we can upgrade Dorna. Yeah, that's perfect. Alright. Now our team is looking much better already. We don't need that item. That's not gonna help us a lot. Oh, Golem Boss. This guy can stun a lot of our operators, which is not great, but we might still be able to make this work. Because we have a lot of ground units now. There's just one more ground unit that we could get. I think it just puts Donna into his path. He should stun like 2 or 3 of these units and Angelina can still attack him. Maybe even Shamara. Just need a little bit of healing, otherwise some of these units are gonna die. Maybe like this. Should be fine. Oh, Frostleaf can actually attack, right? He's not the strongest one though. She can still block this one. He basically cannot move. Oh, that was kind of close. He has some really long stunts, which is a big issue for us. Maybe now is a good attack into them. Oh, that's not great. Then waste Angelina's she can basically not attack anymore because she's constantly getting stunned now, as long as he's standing there. Which makes Kata and Frostleaf our best chances. With all of the physical defense that his Golem has, that's not great. Again. Let's reduce enemy defense a little bit. Oof. At least Kata is very strong. And I think this enemy is gonna cost us like 5 lives if we let him go through. Which might not even necessarily happen. Oh, that's looking good. Yeah, there we go. That's another one down. 3 floors. Just need 2 more and then we are hopefully at the bear boss. We need at least 1 more event though. Upgrading Shamara actually doesn't help because I haven't had any time to train her properly. Ranged units have a lot more attack, enemies have less HP. I think giving everyone more attack is gonna be good. Gonna switch out Shamara for Suzerain for the moment. Oh, we cannot see anything. That's a difficult one and there's a lot of different nodes. This one will give us a lot of things to choose from. Kinda looks like the best option. We have a lot of medics. We don't really have a lot of options for dealing with different lanes. Let's choose the safe road. At least we got one of the events that we need. Still need one more, otherwise the bear's gonna absolutely wreck us. That thing has such an insane regeneration. And I don't think it's time for downtime recreation. We don't really have the resources for anything good there. Let's try to defeat the duck. The duck is pretty damn strong. Also, second skill might have been better. Depends a little on whether we're getting the duck or the bear. Okay, we're getting that one. Yeah, in that case this is a good thing to have. Angelina's gonna take care of most of these enemies probably. I should have probably placed on attack speed up. I think he's going that way? Oh no, he's not. That's not good. He's gonna defeat Frostleaf if he can attack her. Oh, she can't. Maybe he's taking another round. Okay. These guys need to move. Please? This is not good. This is not good. Come on, Kata, I need your skill. Ooh, Kata actually managed to survive. That was good. That was very much needed. Because we might not even be able to make it like this. Oh, bad setup. Losing a lot of HP here. If you discount the temporary life that we have, it's 3 lives down in one stage. Worst of all, we might not even be able to get anything here. Okay, we managed to get something. That's good. That would have been sad. Just losing lives without any actual reward. Ingots and squad size and deployment size. Oh, that's not bad. Cast, I think Steward is another fox that we can add. But first of all, we're gonna add Shamara. Oh, we got the suicide node. Very good. Blank suicide node means no regeneration for the boss. So we got all of the events that we need. Selena S2 is gonna be more important here on this stage because we get a few enemies that are really strong. So we wanna focus on them as much as we can. How do I do this properly? Can she survive? Okay, I think this is gonna be the right thing to do, because Kata can actually hit drones and instantly defeat them, which is super helpful. And who's gonna be the next one? I think Suzerain. I need a little bit more arts damage on the lower lane probably. Could have also had Kata face downwards, that way she could have maybe helped against some of these enemies. And I think these drones are thankfully gonna do a circle too, so we can defeat them. At least I hope so, otherwise this is gonna get a little bit close. But let's see. We're getting the first big boy. Thankfully Angelina and Suzerain can deal with him. Angelina has a very nice attack stat at this point. We still need a few more relics though, for supporters for the normal stages and for Kata for the boss stage. That guy stunning Donna is actually not a big deal. Because thankfully we have a lot of slow on this team. Which is very nice. Oh, we're getting a drone. Good thing Cutter's skill is ready. Can I defeat all of them at the same time? There we go. Okay, very nice. Let's defeat this big boy. I think we can just place down a few mines. Just in case someone is getting through. Maybe also a little bit of extra healing. Perfect. That should help a lot. Also not getting any special enemies here. Which is a little bit sad, because right now we're pretty well equipped to handle both of the special enemies. Getting them every now and then would give us a few extra relics that could really improve our run. God. Is there... Okay, I mean there's Franca. But she's not trained. So I'm gonna pass on this. Maybe I can make use of the extra hope that we have. Ooh. Oh, that's not a good map. It's an emergency map of the version, or it's an emergent version of the map that I previously didn't want to play because I wasn't well equipped to handle it. So, let's think about this for a moment. We need to defend the middle lane from a lot of enemies, both these middle lanes to be precise, and the upper and lower lane are gonna have few enemies spawning, but not a lot, I think. Not if there's a caster at first. Let's try Steward. Use Perfumer for healing. I don't think we're gonna have the time to set up Cutter, that's a problem. I guess we just need Cutter on this lane. We're gonna have Dona on the lower lane. That way we have a lot of block at least, and the damage is... I think we need to have Suzu and Angelina there. But how do we handle the right lane in that case? I think we're actually just gonna have Suzu here. Suzu is gonna be able to attack 3 enemies constantly. And we're gonna use Angelina as our assassin on the right side of the map. What do I do about this guy? I was kinda hoping he would move a little bit more. Thankfully... Oh! Got into cutter range and survived? That's a problem. That's a big problem. That's not what I expected at all. Maybe something like this? Do we still have enough healing? It's getting a little bit close. But thankfully we have a lot of global healing here. And a lot of direct healing. But I need to weaken a few of these enemies. Get rid of a few more of them. Oh boy, this is not great. A little bit more quiet. I think the stage is a little bit loud compared to my voice right now. Let's see. Defeat these enemies. Perfect. Okay, just 3 more enemies. Let's just dispatch. Which means that once Zona activates, shouldn't actually be a problem. Why are they attacking Cutter? He's blocked by Dona. You should attack Dona, not Cutter. There shouldn't be anything that changes targeting priority. Especially not when one of my operators is already blocking the enemy. Not quite sure what that was about. God, okay. We still can't use that, or we can't use it anymore. We thankfully already got everything we need in terms of guards. We have another difficult map coming up. Lots of very strong enemies, and we only have 4 lives. Ooh, that's even worse than I thought. These guys all have bazookas and they're gonna fire at any position. They can reach across half the map, basically. Actually, I don't know, can I trigger all of them at once? That would be cool, but I don't think I can. Oh, I can. Oh, it's good to know. I normally trigger them in 2 batches because most of the time I have a fast redeploy operator or something similar. But that's good. In that case, we can probably deal with a lot of these enemies a little easier, because they're actually not destroying so many of my operators. Let's see, what do we need? We need Suzu. We need healing. We also need someone to block on the upper lane. We need some damage on the lower lane. Oh, it's gonna be rough again. Angelina is probably gonna be here. Let's have Donna on this tile. Defeat the little drone. Sister, heal her. What do I do now? I need to... I think I need more arts damage here. And actually have my main damage dealer on the lower lane. I'm gonna hopefully be able to redeploy Frostleaf when we need her. Because there's still quite a few enemies coming up. Stewart is okay on that position. We don't need to worry about him too much. I'll place a few mines just in case. Oh, these enemies are strong. Let's reduce the attack a little bit. Oh, the little puppet is really good. And there's Frostleaf. Perfect. That means we have a little bit more damage output on the lower lane, which is hopefully gonna be enough to deal with the Red King. And with every enemy that's coming here. Oh! Make these enemies weaker. Ah, that worked out beautifully. Okay. I think we're fine here. Oh, actually, man, let the drone go through. That's okay. We have 1 temporary life. Just losing 1 life is basically like losing no life. Reduces attack. And there we go. That's the stage done without any lives lost. Not the cleanest run. Definitely not the cleanest run, but hey, worked out fine in the end. The ingots, assault co-op reinforcement, that's a good one. And oh, okay, I don't think we have anyone left. Nah, no new operators for us this time again. We have a lot of hope though. Oh, I think I'm going for the standard one. Oh, nice. Enemies within the attack range of supporter operators have less defense and resistance. And we have 3 of those operators with a very big range each. What do we want? We want probably the Rogue Trader. We have a lot of currency. And afterwards we want to go for downtime recreation and hope that we can get what we need. Surprise Factory. Ooh, I don't like this stage. Somehow I managed to make that work last time, but I'm a little afraid. Ooh, I'm also afraid of that one. Is it gonna be the dogs or is it gonna be the infected stuff? Nah, too risky. Too risky. Jones. In that case we need Angelina skill 3. Lots of difficult stages. That's to be expected. Maybe like this. Is there enough healing, please? Oh, ooh. Thankfully, there's enough healing. Alright. Oh, Angelina. Look at that damage. Oh, it's beautiful. Love to see it. And I think Stewart here. There's a little bit of extra damage. Maybe Frost Leaf. And I think he's in range. Good stuff. Oh, that's perma slow here. Oh, very nice. Very nice. This is working out exactly the way it's supposed to. That's such a nice change to have a team that's actually able to hit drones. Normally drone stages are my worst stages for the teams I'm going for. But with this team combination, actually not too bad. We're still gonna have a slightly rough time in the last wave probably. I'm still hoping we can get a lot of good artifacts from the last things. The last rock trader and the last on-time recreation need to be something good, otherwise we're not gonna be able to make it. We need a ton of damage output without too much attack speed probably, but maybe with a little bit of attack speed. Maybe an improvement for our medics. Our medics are not the best right now. Can we handle this? Oh, we're actually letting someone through. That's not good. We're actually letting multiple enemies through. Oh. Yeah, that's kind of what I was afraid of. Some of these bigger waves are still very rough, because these units are normally not designed to be the main damage dealers. But there we go. Again, one life lost. That's a temporary life. That's basically no life loss. Perfect, perfect. Alright, let's get a few ingots. See what performance we have. Double rewards at the next safe house. Don't think we're gonna do that, right? Suzu upgrade. Very nice. Encounter. Few more lives. Very good. We need a few of those. Rogue trader. These are good stuff. Spinach. Very nice. Yeah, that's about it. To say that this was awful, it's an understatement. This is not good. I guess I can invest a lot of these ingots, hopefully. Well, a handful of them, I guess. There's really not much we can do. We have pretty much everyone. We also can't upgrade our supporters anymore. Nothing of value. That could have been a lot better. I was really hoping for something that would give me a little bit more speed generation, a little bit more damage output. The spinach was ridiculously good. Spinach is very, very nice in this mode. But really, that's about it. And we still need a lot of extra stuff to make that work. Come on, Kata. Very nice. She blocked him at least. Damage output is kind of nice, but like I said, it's not where it's supposed to be. Not where I want it to be. We also need a little bit of bait on both sides. So it's gonna help a little bit on the upper lane, and let's hope Angelina can handle the lower lane, which is that's a little bit risky. It's a little bit risky to do, but okay. I guess Frostleaf maybe. Maybe she can do a little bit here. Shamara. That's probably gonna be a better help. I'm gonna ignore the ingot. It's worthless at this point because we don't have a trader coming up. And even if we get the attack speed relics that require you to have a lot of ingots, they're not gonna be the most important part of our kit. And it's not gonna make a big difference. They're only working in batches of 5 and after all. Okay, let's do a little bit of extra damage here, I guess. Okay, Kata's handling the upper lane. Frostleaf is doing a surprisingly good job in the lower lane. Need to be careful though. This is very close, very risky. Let's remove these guys from the equation. Perfect. It's still a little low. Let's turn down a bit more. I thought it would be good, but maybe it's still a little bit on the louder side because I was playing Mustache yesterday. And there we go. Stage done. Very nice. We still have one chance. If we get a really good downtime recreation, it needs to be 1 out of 3 or 4. 1 of 4, then we might have a chance. We don't need a safe house thingy. Less ingots. Oh, useless. Useless. Absolutely useless. Just like this. Please be good. Oh, Durins again. It's always the Durins. I need the Zerdex. I have so much hope. Well. Let's try skill 1 this time. Maybe go for Suzu skill 3. Angelina's gonna hopefully keep the normal enemies at bay. I guess I could have bought Breeze, but that wouldn't have helped a lot too. One other chance we have is to reduce the enemy's not HP attack with Shamara. But okay, let's first get some healing going. Oh, that's not enough healing, it seems. Oh, that's not good. Also not enough attack speed, and we're already getting enemies on the left side. Oh. Oh, and I don't have any medics for the left side, because I thought we would get enemies on the right side first. I have no idea how this is supposed to work. We have a little bit of global healing. That's gonna help, sure. But I doubt it's gonna be enough. Just need more operators here. Just distract the enemy a little bit. Okay. We're still alive. We can leak a little bit. We can't leak a lot though. Yo, welcome 404. How are you doing tonight? Hope you're doing alright. Let's see. Oh, the global healing's not gonna be able to keep up properly here, I think. Let's activate this skill, activate this skill, and place a few more mines. Okay. Not great. I don't think this is gonna work out. Just came out of shower, fresh and clean. That sounds good. I'm more of a morning shower person myself. I know a lot of people who prefer to shower during the evening. It's a little bit more healing. Okay, that enemy is dead. Let's sweeten these guys. I have no idea what to do here. So I feel better and better every day, although today was a shitty day. Oh, that doesn't sound good. And you always have a shitty day, but I just hope that it's gonna be a better day tomorrow in that case. I was pretty well prepared for a lot of things. I just didn't get the right artifacts here. Sad. Oh, that was a pretty decent run though. Pretty nice attempt. E-bike got stolen? Oh yeah, that sucks a lot. E-bikes aren't exactly cheap. That's always a very bad thing. I always hate when my bike gets stolen or damaged already. I wouldn't want to have an e-bike honestly at this point. Happens far too frequently. Sadly, that's just something that seems to happen in a lot of bigger cities. Okay, that was, I think, my attempt for today for the Vulpoknights. Clear on normal. Let's try hard mode with Ryuknights, and we get something pretty good for a start. Apparently won't help me, so no reason being annoyed. I mean, you should probably go to the police and report it, in the hopes that they might find it at some point, who knows. But yeah, after a little bit, just gotta move on, you know. Phaeopsis, and we have... Do we even have a supporter? I don't think we have a supporter in this team. I know we have Praminix, but sadly Praminix is a little bit too expensive. Being mad about it forever isn't gonna help. Yeah, that's true, but I mean, if it happened today, you're definitely in your right to be a little bit annoyed today. That's still a very, how do you say it? It's still a fresh wound, you know. Okay, let's see. He was part, right? Yeah, he was part. Okay, perfect. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't annoyed. Yeah, probably. I don't think I would believe you if you said you weren't annoyed at that. That's just a little bit too expensive to be not annoying. I hope you still have at least a normal bike or something lying around so that you can probably move around the city. Okay. I don't remember if this was the right timing for the skill. No, okay. Still have another e-bike? Oh, okay, that's good. At least you have a way to move around the city. Makes it slightly less annoying. It always hurts so much when they basically just take away your only way of moving around. Okay, it was a little bit too late. Yeah. I didn't realize that the timing was so tight here. Looked like it was too long since I last tried this little challenge. Probably a good idea to try it again now. Tuning a bit since I haven't ridden in a while, like changing seating and some other stuff. Yeah, if you haven't ridden it in a while, probably a good idea to give it a little checkup, just to make sure that everything's still properly working and still comfortable to ride. Alright. The Dux thankfully doesn't cost us any health, and we have no way of dealing with that on this level. Absolutely no way. We will need Yara and a lot of luck and some slightly different setups, but those don't work too reliably here. Okay, we can get Courier, at least some DP generation, even if he's one of the worst vanguards out there probably. Ryuknights. Do I want to go for the bear with Ryuknights? Or do we want to go for standard ending? Actually want to go for standard ending, I think. Got an appointment on the weekend for a big checkup. Ah, for your bike? Okay. That's probably also a good idea to just give it a proper checkup by someone who knows what they're doing. Alright, really like this. How much do the explosions do in terms of damage? Okay, that's alright. Our millions don't have too much of an issue with that. Our ranged unit would have a lot of problems. She lost like half HP from a single hit. That would be too much. Like this, it could still be fine. Ooh. Oh boy. Hard mode sure is... Ooh. Yeah, hard mode sure is different. Well, that was a quick first attempt. Let's try that again. Got absolutely annihilated by those slugs. I should have removed them a little bit sooner, I guess. Look at how much damage they do on this. Oh, we got a good start again. Slightly... Ooh. Oh, I made a mistake. Anyways. We'll try again. New braking, line flashings, everything, and also changing the brakes themselves. Total like 75 to 90 euros. That sounds reasonable. For a bigger checkup for an e-bike, that could definitely be a lot worse. Alright, let's see. Boy, did I get annihilated just now. Let's see, can we do the stage if it's not an emergency stage? Need to be careful about my timings, probably. Definitely don't want another one stone. How does the big... okay, the lock. You bought a lock for the bike. Just for how does the checkup help with stealing? Not stealing the bike, no. Doesn't make too much sense. Buying another lock is definitely a good idea. It at least deters some of the more casual thieves to have a little bit of a lock there. I also always buy a big lock, but sadly it really only deters some of the casual thieves, you know. Sometimes they still steal your bike. It doesn't really matter how many people are around, it doesn't really matter how good your lock is. If they want your bike, they get your bike. And no need to make it easy for them, you know? No need to make it too easy. Okay, we're getting the bear on the first stage. Again, we have absolutely no way of dealing with this guy. No way in hell. He's far too strong. I look at the damage Whistlash is doing. It's miserable. She's actually doing pretty decent damage. For being at E1, she's really, really good. Oh, whatever. Fucking directly in the view of the camera at college, that probably doesn't change too much. Hate to say it like that, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. It's worth a try, you know. Chances are they're still gonna get your bike if they really want to. What shot? Oh, brutal. It's absolutely brutal. Alright. First stage done at least. Let's see if we can get a few better stages later on. Willing to try anything at this point. Definitely worth a try. Just don't think the camera alone is gonna be a distraction enough. Even with a bigger lock. Just saying, just saying. But obviously I hope your Evo doesn't get stolen again. That would be very, very awful. Okay, we still only have E1 with that. That's a problem. That's a big, big problem. And Ituchi's able to one-shot these things, for example. Also going to get a GPS tracker soon just for triple protection. Really going all the way, huh? And insurance is a good thing. I remember when I moved to this the city I'm currently living in, I immediately took up insurance. Oh boy, we're gonna get completely overrun. Whislash has no way of dealing with these metal crabs. We need to start with E2 Whislash. Oof, that's a lot of big mistakes, but okay. And yeah, I needed the insurance very quickly. When you're in a bigger city, they just don't care. They're just gonna get your bike if they want to. It's at least for me better to have a bike that doesn't look too fancy, just so people are less likely to steal it. They're still gonna steal it though. Every now and then I lose a bike, which is ridiculous, but sadly that's just how it is sometimes. It's always good when you have a way to really secure it behind the locked door or something. Bring it indoors. That's pretty much the only thing that helps. If you have your bike outdoors, not good. Does get stolen, at least I get some form of compensation and won't be left in the dust. Yeah, at least something, you know, at least something. Okay, what was the timing now? I think it's when this metal crab comes here. Yeah, that's looking a lot better. I'm gonna defeat those guys pretty quickly. Should be able to deal with most of these ones without the skill. And once we get the big waves, we should have the skill again. I think this time we're gonna lose less lives on this map. Yeah, that's looking good. Can't wait to have other module upgrades though. Those will probably improve the damage output quite a bit. Even if it's just because of the increased stats. Nice, both metal crabs are gone. No, it's basically just a couple of normal enemies. Alright, there we go. Done without any problems. Having two really comes in clutch since I don't have a ton of time during school weeks and used in the whole day. There's one and you can rush home and grab another one and continue. Why not just grab another battery, basically, in that case. A second e-bike is a little excessive, just because e-bikes are really expensive, isn't it? Let me have a look. What guards do we have available? I think we can get Matomaru. We can get Midnight. We can get Silvash, but he's too expensive. We can get an early Radiant Knight. Again, too expensive. I'm kinda leaning towards Mato or Midnight or extra range. Assassin or range? I think we're gonna go for Mato. Probably a good idea. He's gonna get a lot more in terms of stats and masteries. Mom, dad to use as well when I'm gone. Okay, if it's some form of family bike, basically, that makes a little more sense to me. Because then there are at least multiple people who can use the bike at the same time, for example. Having two bike. Oh. Remember when I said that I like having range on the other team? We're gonna lose at least 2 lives in total from the drones. That's probably another one from the stun sniper on the right side. Because we have literally no way of hitting these guys. Oh, that's not good. Sad seeing my poor baby gone. That's very much understandable. What do I do? I didn't think the duck stage would be this brutal for a team, but it absolutely is. It's gonna rank me. We're gonna lose half of our HP here. Half of our HP gone. Just because I chose the wrong stage. It's so easy to forget that you don't have any form of range here with this team. We can't even touch the duck. Oh, we would have needed Yara, for example. Oh. And drones are going through, and actually we need to reach these operators because otherwise this guy's gonna kill us too. Oh, this was not a good stage. I should have not chosen that. But that's alright. Already looking at the new version of what I had. Immediately upgrading, huh?
Mission accomplished.
That name doesn't tell me anything. I don't know much about e-bikes. I know what they are basically, and that's it. I just have a normal standard bike, much cheaper, much easier. Don't think any of those are available to us. Do we have a caster aside from Yara? No, we don't. Well, that's a problem. That's a big problem again. You can't beat them, join them? I would like to join the enemies here. There are a lot of very cool bosses that I would like to have in my team at some point, but unlikely they're gonna become available operators. Then join them. That's kinda difficult if you're supposed to defeat them. You know? Kinda difficult. Philly should be fine. Philly is not fine. That's not good. I need to be careful about her HP. Just say turn the new leaf. I would hope they would say that at some point. My medic is probably gonna die here, which is not good. I would like for her to stay alive, but that's not gonna happen. Not when the next mortar guy comes. And here he is. Her attack speed is a little bit too slow to keep up with the healing requirement. If she was at Elite 2, she would probably survive this, but not like this. Which is a very big issue, because afterwards he's gonna fire at both of my melee units. And he has AoE range. There goes my medic. Come on. Okay. At least that's... At least that's not a lost life here this time. I'm sure there will be... I understand. I don't think they want me in my in their team. At least with these setups, I have lost too many times to them. I don't think Whistlash is gonna survive his attacks. It's probably still gonna one-shot her, even if she's now at 2. Mato needs a little bit too long to come back to life. Sad. Alright. Or maybe? He should survive a little bit. Oh, okay, not long enough. One shot, left, right, and center. That's not a problem there. Would have been nice to kill him because we would get a new relic, but I really don't expect to kill any of these guys. Not in hard mode with a limited team. I cannot choose Dona, I could choose Matterhorn, but that's kind of useless. Do we have a good defender available with low cost? Doesn't really look like it. I guess no defender for us. Had some sauerkraut today with bacon pieces. With bacon? Sauerkraut with bacon? That's an interesting combination. I mean, bacon makes everything better, so I don't see a problem with that. Dreadnought, Swordmaster, and Instructor. Oh, that's a good one. That's a really good one for us. We don't have Vanguard so far, so let's get Courier. Very nice. I just had a traditional German evening bread, which means I literally had bread with slices of cheese, slices of salami, that kind of stuff. Alright, let's see. Safe horse? Do we want to go for the safe horse? Kinda want the HP. Kinda want the HP buff, but I kinda don't want to risk this map. We have 3 melee units, but we don't have any slow. The raves are gonna be too much. Oh, sometimes it's enough to have some good old bread. Good old German bread is always nice. I think we have the best bread in the world. There are some competitions for that kind of stuff, and we're a little bit famous, I think, for our variety. I remember being in the United States and thinking to myself, what the heck are these guys eating? But it's certainly not bread, that's for sure. Ooh, Billy gets an upgrade for free, that's nice. And it's the same map, okay. Let's give it a try. I like Dutch bread. I wonder what's the difference. Like, how different is your bread compared to what we have available? Do I want to risk it?
They'll pay for what they've done.
I think we're gonna do this. We have 2 operators there. Then have Billy heal everyone. And Mato's gonna deal with the casters. Oh, beautiful. That seems to work out just fine. My country isn't even top 5 stat. Is there an actual ranking for the best bread? Like, from a somewhat reputable source? If so, can you tell me where Germany is exactly? I just know that it's basically some form of a meme that Germans are obsessed with the bread. And I mean, our bread is pretty damn good. Especially the darker versions that you have available. Germany's #1. Ah, see. Ah, that's the way it's supposed to be. We are bread consumers #1, probably. Yeah, I think for a lot of countries it would be weird to have just bread with cheese and a little bit of meat or something as a dinner, basically. But for us it's pretty normal. If you're eating something warm in the middle of the day, lunch, no need to do something big for dinner. And these thanks. That was a much better attempt so far. Still have a lot left to go though. Which guard? Midnight. Midnight is someone you can add to this team. Hey, boons, what do we get? Please be something good. Friendly units have extra healing and less elemental damage. That's... It's not worthless, but it's very close. It's very, very close. There's a lot of stuff that's better. Justice? Oh, Justice is kind of rough. Also, where do I want to go? Kind of want to go for a safe house for the HP or maybe boons? Reform. The problem with reform is that we need to defeat a bunch of ranged enemies, flying enemies, and we cannot hit them. We have 1 unit that can hit them at all, and he has very bad targeting priority for that and low damage output. So, I guess we gotta risk the other lane and go for something that's not quite as good as I would like it to be. Because the other ones is definitely gonna destroy us, like no questions asked, no chance whatsoever. We're just dead outright. How do I place these operators? I guess we're doing this. Okay. So far, our operators holding out very well. Still need a lot of extra DP. Come on, Korea, give me extra DP. It's literally the only thing you are here for. And even if I protect many of these, we have a risk that there's an enemy spawning later on that's gonna spawn on this tile here on the left side. And that one might kill a few of our hostages. As over here, we really like soft and airy bread. Oh, that can be nice, but for the most part, not my kind of thing. That's more like a dessert kind of thing. A little bit of soft, airy bread. That would be something you would eat on the side or in between, basically. But for dinner, it would normally be a very dark bread. Something where you can't eat too many of too many slices of bread, and we're gonna lose a few lives here. Oh, okay, one hostage made it through. That's nice. I think the other one can make it through too. Okay. Let's see. Oh no, he's gonna die. That's not good. I can eat tough bread and love soft and airy bread. I can eat like 5 to 6 slices with some cheese and butter. 5 to 6 slices of bread is already quite a lot. At least when you're eating like the heavier versions. But for soft bread, yeah, sure, that's definitely possible. There are also smaller Brötchen that are very soft, and you can eat a lot of those. I also think Brötchen, like the smaller version, is kind of a German thing. At least I don't remember anything that would be proper translation for that. Let me look it up real quick. Is there a proper English translation for Brötchen? The little bread kind of thingy. I mean bun, yeah, it's kind of like a bun. But all of these have more of a, I don't know, hamburger connotation? Something similar at least. Just so addicting. I mean, it tastes very good, but it tastes very, very sweet, I think, compared to other breads. It's not exactly sweet in the sense that it tastes like, I don't know, chocolate or something. Oh, do we even have a medic available? Damn, this team is expensive. Oh shoot, this is not gonna go well. That's a very bad downtime recreation. You definitely don't want that. I wonder if the downtime recreation is tied to floors. I should probably look that up. Because I'm not completely sure. Having tougher bread means it's older and lesser quality. Yeah, that's just not a thing. At least in Germany. We have so many tougher bread versions that are specifically supposed to be like that. Of course, we also have the option of eating older bread sometimes. For example, bakeries often have special sales for that kind of stuff. Like if it's a day old or something. Sometimes bakeries are allowed to sell that under special conditions. But most of the time, no. I wouldn't say that's a good bread. The softest bread we can find, to be honest. That's an interesting goal. Finding the softest bread we can we can get. It sounds like a very weird Dungeons and Dragons kind of quest or for weird anime. Oh, well, this is not good. We're gonna lose a couple lives. We don't have a lot of lives. Okay, we lost. Ah, damn it. Damn. Okay, I need to get used to Steam again. I probably also should start over again so then we can at least get a little bit of extra starting items. So let's try Vulpoknights again on the normal mode. This one I wanted to go for extra stuff that we can find. I mine freshly baked from bakery I go to every week. That sounds pretty good. Having a go-to bakery. It's a very German thing now. We have bakeries pretty much everywhere. Wherever you look, you can find a bakery. Supporter. Let's get Chimera. And we go again. Everyone's second skill, that should be good for a start. They normally don't do like weekly. I mean, it depends on how much better I'm eating during the week, I guess. Can be weekly, can be more like smaller portions and then on a daily basis. Sometimes I also just don't feel like eating that kind of stuff for dinner, so sometimes I skip a week or two. Tiger bread? Don't think I've heard of tiger bread before. Let me look that up very quick. Tiger bread. That looks fancy. Some of these look very similar to what I know, but not all of them. Don't have tiger bread. It's probably just a different name, but also not quite sure. Tiger bread. Tiger bread, also known as giraffe bread, is a bread of Dutch origin that has a mottled crust. The bread is generally made with a pattern baked into the top, made by painting rice paste onto the surface prior to baking. Rice paste that imparts bread's characteristic flavor dries and cracks during the baking process. The bread itself has a crusty exterior but is soft inside. Typically, tiger bread is made as a white bread bloomer, loaf, or bread roll, but the techniques can be applied to any shape of bread. Oh. The name originated in the Netherlands, where it's known as tigerbrood or tigerbrood, and it has been sold at least since the early 1970s. The US supermarket chain Wegmans sells it as Marco Polo bread. It's called Marco Polo bread in the United States. In San Francisco Bay Area, it is called Dutch Crunch. Ah, that sounds more reasonable, to be honest. January 2012, UK supermarket Sainsbury announced they would market the product named Giraffe brand, but a 3-year-old girl's parents wrote to the company to suggest it. Nice, a little girl was like, that looks like a giraffe, and suddenly the company says it's under that name. Dutch Crunch sounds pretty good. That sounds really, really good. Let's read the German version real quick just to be sure. Anything else? Zucker and Sesam. Ah, okay, there's a little bit of extra sugar and stuff like that in it. Ah, I see. Yeah, I don't think I have ever seen that before. It reminds me of a few other sweeter versions. I think I have a few specialists available. Go for Clifford. Do I use gravel, right? Gravel. Let me get gravel really quick. Tiger bread is very tasty. It sounds like a nice snack, basically. It doesn't really sound like something that I would use for dinner. More like a little extra here and there. How much tiger bread do I want? It's like 10 to 11. Nothing wrong with having a sweet tooth. Alright, let's have a look. Samara is not really doing a lot of damage. I guess we're gonna tactically leak a few of these enemies. Because these guys are just too strong. We're not gonna be able to deal with them. For me personally, tiger bread was breakfast and a quick lunch. I mean, we're 10 to 11, so basically elementary school, early high school, depending on country and exact class you're going to. Sounds reasonable. I think we also had softer bread normally for our breakfast stuff that we would take to school most of the time. Okay, let's see, everything alright. But yeah, the softer bread is good for a little bit of breakfast and for a quick lunch as a kid, if you're just bringing your bread to school, for example, because it's easy to make, you know, you can just make it yourself in the morning. See what you wanna have for school. We didn't really have like standard school lunches and that kind of stuff, for example. Wait, why do I have Shamara? Hey, what? What kind of team do I have? Why do I have Gravel in this team? I was going for Vulpoknights. Ah, okay. I made a mistake. I got confused between the runs I'm doing here. Alright. I guess I'm just gonna spend a little bit and we're gonna reset this run. It was going a little bit too fast, I think. Not supposed to have this character. So I guess we're just starting and immediately losing the run. Wouldn't be right, just continue this. At least, I mean, I could do a run just to get a little bit of extra starting help. Because when you get to second floor, after second floor, you get a little bit of extra resources at the beginning. Could go for random recruits. But that's too risky. Not with the small selection of units that we have available. That's not gonna work out. So we're going with standard stuff here. Alright. Need to switch to the other page again so that I don't get confused quite as easily. I have a few pages in the background open on my browser. A few tabs where I can look up the operators that belong to each group that I'm going for here. Alright, cut us the first one. A few more second one. And Shamara is gonna be our third one. And I think she's gonna survive the attacks here. Yeah, that's not too much damage, especially on normal mode. I wonder if someone's already done this on hard mode. Probably. Someone's probably done this on hard mode for some reason and somehow. Maybe with one of the deep investigation starting thingies. I could give that a try, maybe. There might be a quicker way to get a few runs going at least, but it's kinda a little bit cheap, you know. Because those give you a certain set of stages, a certain set of starting artifacts, and really make it so that you go into a certain direction. So it kind of removes a lot of the RNG that we are normally experiencing in these runs. Oh, this is a little bit close. Okay, thankfully his shield stopped in time. Otherwise might have ended poorly. Alright, here we go. A bit of extra hope, some ingots. Defender. Remember, what are we going for? We're going for Vulpoknights, which means Dona is our only defender. I guess that's the last I shouldn't do too many different runs. Did I switch between? I'm not quite sure which one I want to have. I think the flower is actually not too bad. It's not a lot of HP, but on normal mode. It's another source of global healing that we have on our team. Without any conditions. And we're going for normal mode again. We might have a chance here. Let's go for this. And then have cutter face down on the tile next to her. Two things are weird? Which things are weird? What happened? Let's go like this. Perfect. Why are some doors Dutch doors or Dutch oven? I've never heard that before. Dutch doors? Dutch oven? Let's reduce defense first. Oh, this is not looking too good. Okay, that's working out very good. Very weird, but where do these terms come from, or where are they being used? It's probably more important first. Because like I said, I don't remember having heard that before, at least. Oh. Okay. Perfect. And I can only look it up in a second here. Dutch doors are doors that are in half. That you can half open and half close. Ah, okay. Weren't they used for certain dealings in the medieval ages?
Mission accomplished.
I feel like I've heard something like that before. Dutch doors. What does Wikipedia tell us? Door divided in such fashion that the bottom half may remain shut while the top half opens. Known in early England as a double hung door. Initial purpose of the door was to keep animals out of farmhouses or to keep children inside while allowing light and air to filter through the open top. It's basically just a large window and the door all in one piece. Okay, interesting. I haven't seen a lot of those though. I really don't remember a lot of them. Even from my visit to Netherlands, but that's been a couple of years at this point. Guards are a lot stronger, that's a good one. Defenders restore SP after being attacked, that's a good one. Vanguards have more HP, that's this one. I mean, I can get stewards, why the heck not? Okay, that was a nice shop. Finally, we're getting some good shops here. Just need to be careful that I'm really going for the right ending here. I have a Dutch door. And are you using it as a Dutch door very often, or is it just something that you guys have and never use? Because I mean, I don't really see too many reasons to use it these days. Since having cats, it's hard to use because they will jump over. Yeah, okay, right. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense. I should probably try to deal with this dude. I think Dona can deal with a lot of normal enemies. In nice weather, it's nice to air the house out. Yeah, I mean, having such a big door, that definitely sounds useful. Definitely sounds like a good use case. I don't really see anything too wrong with it. Then again, it probably also lets the airflow in and out a little when you don't want it. Like, this winter it might not be the greatest thing to have, right? Alright. Oh, maybe I should have kept a few more in the field. Oh, will we be able to survive? No, we won't. No, that's not good. Please leave Stuart alone. Ah, damn it, he didn't quite manage to kill that one. Well, that's one life lost. That's not too bad. It's not great, but not too bad. My kitchen isn't cold. I don't feel any air sinking in. Alright, apparently they're well insulated. It's probably a modern version then, right? Do we have a specialist? I don't think we do. Nope, no specialist. Let's get a few life points. And okay, unequal split. We can do that one, probably. So from 1990, I think. Oh, that's actually... I mean, it's not old in terms of what a house is normally like, but it's also not exactly new. Interesting. Very interesting. Seems to be holding itself quite well in that case. It's been painted a few times. Original color is dark green, but now it's a light green. Yeah, I mean, they probably had some slightly different tastes during those times, you know. It's understandable that you guys wanted to give it a little bit of a different color after a while. Alright, let's see. Good, we survived. Not sure if we can defeat Crown Slayer like this though. That's gonna be a bit rough. Look at all the Dutch houses, they are tons of different colors. Yeah, Dutch houses are very, very colorful. It's nice to walk through Dutch cities and see what everything's looking like. Ooh. Ooh, that was a little bit rough. Getting the boss enemy already. Well, we might be able to do something against that one. If I can get Cutter back in time. Okay, we can't. Oh, that's gonna cost me. Oh, just 2 lives. Okay, that's not too bad. That's really not too bad. Oh, what do we do about the bear? Pretty much nothing, I guess. That guy's just a little bit too strong. It's weird how something very beautiful becomes normal after seeing it for so many years and seeing thousands of tourists. It's crazy. It's always a good idea to remember why people are coming to your place if you're living in a tourist district, for example. Because you never spend your vacation at home, for example, so it just feels weird and awkward, and it's very hard to appreciate what things are like at home. It's often a good idea to get a fresh pair of eyes going and just ask someone else to tell you what they think about the place you're living in. And to also do the tourist attractions that are close to you. That's also something you just don't do normally. Sometimes you are living for a couple of years in tourist location and still not doing anything, and afterwards you're like, oh yeah, I could have done that probably. Should have probably done that. It's a tulip field during the summer. Tulip fields are kind of cool. They can definitely look very interesting. It's the biggest tulip field in the whole... Oh, okay. Guess it's a special tulip field then. That sounds interesting. I don't think I've ever heard of that, and I don't think I've ever visited it. Should probably look that up. I think we're gonna go for the shop. It's like an hour away from my house. Careful and don't dox yourself like that, dude. Oh, welcome. Hello, Maxtrack. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good day. It's very beautiful with an original windmill in the background. Definitely sounds like a very beautiful location. Okay, we gotta get a lot of DP, hopefully quickly. Ugh. Doing good, how about you? Thank you very much. I'm doing alright. I'm doing very good actually. Not just alright. It's been a very good day. It's been a very good week so far too. And right now I'm enjoying my time with a little bit of an extra challenge here. Okay, Kata thankfully can cut down most of these normal enemies. But she can't really do a lot against the slugs that are overrunning Perfumer right now. Oh, I need some DP generation with this team. Oh, that's not great. That's not great. Oh, okay, we're still alive. Somehow, I guess. I'm new to the game and I heard it's pretty dark, it's true. That depends on a lot of things. For example, which stories you're reading. The further you get into the normal main story, and some of the side stories can indeed get very dark. But there's also a lot of fun stories, especially when you're looking at the summer events and some of the side stories. There's a lot of fun stuff going on. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. I would just recommend reading a bit into the normal story and see if you like the gameplay. See if you like the way the story is written. The story gets better over time. That's at least my personal opinion. But yeah, I wouldn't worry about it too much. The community does like to make a few dark jokes about some of the stories though. There's a lot of heavy topics in some of them. Don't want to spoil too much, but there was a student council. That's a very dark story. I have fond and dark memories of reading that one. It's definitely something you're gonna remember for a while. It's definitely something that's gonna make you more attached to all of the characters in the story and make you appreciate them more. I really think story writing is one of the strengths of Arknights, compared to a lot of other gacha games where story is kinda secondary to the, you know, the plots that you see in the artwork, for example. I like some of the characters my friends send a lot main NPCs die. There are some NPCs that die, there are some NPCs that become operators, there are some NPCs that get incredible glow-ups in later stories. We've had everything in that regard. But yeah, I don't know, how far are you into the story in that case? Like, have you read through the prologue? Have you read through maybe the first chapter already? If so, you might have encountered a few of the deaths that are mentioned already. Yeah, got everything. Arknights has everything you could possibly wish for. At least in my opinion, it's an absolutely incredible game. We're going for Vulpo, so we're gonna choose supporters and we're gonna get a little bit of extra damage going. I got to chapter 2. In that case, you probably have read about Ace and Scout, probably. I think Ace and Scout were the main ones that died in the main story and in the prologue. Those were some very memorable deaths. Chapter 5 is gonna have an enemy that you're gonna get very attached to probably in chapter 4 and 5. Like, that one was a bit rough for other players. Oh, okay, we have a lot of artifacts here that I would like to have. I can't quite afford all of them. It's a little bit too expensive. We gotta skip a little bit. But don't worry, it's not like every character's gonna die. Most of the characters are still alive, and something Arknights likes to. Oh boy, that's not a good stage for us. That's not a good stage. Where was I? Something that Arknights likes to do is to have non-canon deaths. For example, I'm currently playing Integrated Strategies 2, which is the second iteration of Arknights roguelike mode. It's gonna stay permanently, but we're also gonna get upgrades to this mode. We're gonna get Integrated Strategies 3 relatively, but not soon, in a couple months. I think 3 or 4 months it's gonna take us. And in Integrated Strategies 3, different endings give you different non-canonical deaths, which means that a lot of favorite characters are dying, but at the same time you can always say, well, that's just the imagination of operators. AI looks different from my mobile version. I think it's a little bit shorter on the sides because I'm using an emulator. And it also depends on what phone you're using, or whether you're, for example, using an iPad. And I'm probably gonna die here. I don't really have the setup to deal with the stage properly. I know, for example, many iPad players have a very different setup because you have this completely rectangular screen. So I can right now, thankfully, I can just retry the stage and then everything's alright again. Let's see, how many of these enemies can we defeat? Oh, not too many. The right side is easy. Kata is doing an insane job there. Angelina sadly is only at Elite 1 here for this mode. Elite 2 Angelina could have probably dealt with the left side of the stage on her own, by herself. But yeah, let me check some of the stories to give you maybe a rough idea, or show you a little bit of what's going to happen. Like, we're starting here with the prologue, right? Chapter 0, that gives you an introduction. You learn about Tallulah, you learn about Reunion. And the first 4 chapters, basically, by the way, the first 4 chapters here are gonna get an anime relatively soon. So you can look at that too if you want. But these are basically just introductions to tell you a little bit of the world, a little bit of the main characters. It's not canon, right, the devs? I mean, these devs, that's the main story. Everything that happens here in this part, that's canon. That actually happens. I got the third. I mean, this one probably, Separated Hearts. So you're here fighting against Crown Slayer on the way. Yeah, everything that happens in this story is canon. That actually happens. Afterwards, you're gonna get a little bit more information about Tallulah. Some very sad stuff is happening here. Chapter 4, 5, 6. Separated Half. Wait, Separated Half? Separated Hearts. Ah, this one, yeah. That's the second actual chapter. Still introduction. Still just showing you the world, what it's about. This part here, that's where things get a little bit darker. That's where you see a lot of what your friend is probably talking about. We're currently at chapter 9. Next week we're gonna get chapter 10, which is gonna give us quite a bit of extra information. And after that you have 3 major events that give you a lot of background information about what the world is going. Yeah, what's going on in the world. Sorry for my misspelling. No problem, buddy. No problem. I'm not a native speaker myself. I have far too many problems with that. Thank you very much for the follow. Highly appreciate it, buddy. And also typing fast is always a big problem. And other than that, you have a lot of side stories here. These are side stories. Sometimes they have a little bit of sad stuff in them, but for the most part, these are rather fun when it comes to the story. You learn a lot about what characters are going through between all of these main episodes, and you learn... just thinking most of them are actually just joining Rhodes Island. This kind of stuff, this is kind of nice. This is often very fun to read. I have fond memories of the story of Heart of Searching Flame, for example. That's very cute as a story. Great Chief Returns. Oh, that was a super good summer event. I can tell you, if you want to have a good, fun story, Gabriel the Great Chief Returns. Also, insane music. You can hear it in the background. Side story deaths canon. This is all canon, yeah. Everything that happens here is canon. The only thing that really isn't canon is everything happening in Contingency Contract. Integrated Strategies 3 is for the most part not canon. Integrated Strategies 2 also has a few endings that are not canon. But yeah, most of the deaths, if you're growing very attached to some characters, might want to be a little bit careful. But the things that are really, really rough are, well, not fashion galleries. Where can I find them again? Where are the other special operations? Yeah, this one. If you're reading this stuff, that's dark. This is just a warning. This really needs a trigger warning. They were going a little bit easy on us afterwards, but this one traumatized a lot of people. These characters all look very, very cute, but damn, they have a rough past. I think this one was rather cute. A little bit of side stories. This one was rather cute. I don't remember too much about this kind of stuff. You learn a lot about the past. Oh, Light, Spark, and Darkness also. That one probably needs a few trigger warnings here and there. My friend said their favorite unit died in the Seafolk story. Is he playing on global server? Let me check real quick. Under Tides, that one was probably... And one turned into Boss and Worm? The Boss Worm? I mean, we have this one with an enemy turning into a boss. But if you're talking about a character that turns into a worm, I think what he's talking about is Scuddy the Corrupting Heart. This character has the Seaborn as her familiar, and I think the story is that she's possessed by an ancient god. And in Integrated Strategies 3, she's going to be an enemy, one of the bosses. And that's one of the non-canon deaths, because you have to kill her. Basically, someone imagines what would happen if Scuddy lost control and the immortal Sea Drake, Seaborn god inside of her would break out of her. I'm pretty sure that's what he's referring to, because I don't really remember any other worm-like creatures appearing. And this is the one that fits the bill the most. But that's one of the non-canon deaths. So if your friend is worried about Scuddy dying, no reason for that. Scuddy's still alive, as far as I know. As far as I'm aware of. And I think normally she looks like this. That's Scuddy in a normal form. She gets possessed, and in Integrated Strategies 3, you have to kill her. It's not canon now. This is not canon. She doesn't get killed. She's still alive. She's still happy at Rhodes Island. And she's still a very, very good unit, by the way. Scuddy is insanely strong. Abyssal Hunters in general are a very, very strong batch of operators. They definitely have an interesting set of stories in Under the Tides. And we're gonna get Stultifera Novice soon, which is another event that's about Scuddy, for example. I think it's gonna be after chapter 10, so probably early November, somewhere around there. Sick character art. There's a lot of sick character art in this game. I mean, you can look at Scuddy the Corrupting Heart in a base form. Promotion artwork has Life to D extra. Is she hard to get? Sadly, this one, yes. There are a few limited operators in the game. Let me quickly make a team to show you all of these different operators. Scuddy the Corrupting Heart. Chen the Holiday. Which one? Dusk, Ling. Where's Nolder Radiant? Radiant Knight, that one. There are a few more. We also have Neon and we have Rosmontes. Where's Rosmontes? I don't really see Rosmontes right now. There we have the cat. I think these are all the limited operators that we have so far. These are very, very difficult to get. Normally, you have a very high chance to get them. They get operators, but these ones are only available on special banners. For example, Dusk, Ling, and Neon are only available, I think, once per year. And you need to have either a lot of luck or you need to save for 300 pulls to be sure that you can get one of them once, which is really freaking rough. Oh, also W, I forgot W. One of my favorite operators. You might remember W. I don't know. If you've played chapter 2 so far, you might remember W from some of the stories. You know, but just saying, just a little spoiler while we're currently talking about limited operators and what's happening to some of the operators. One of my favorite operators by far. She's super, super cool. But all of these are very, very difficult and tricky to get. If you have Chen the Holiday, damn, she's an insane unit. She's got so much freaking power. Absolutely ridiculous. Highly recommend building her if you're going for raw power. Most of these are kinda niche or kinda difficult to use, but Chen is just insanely strong. That's literally all there is to Chen. Absolutely ridiculous. Her third skill annihilates so many enemies. Her range is a little bit weird. And the skills seem a little bit weird at first, but if you're getting used to it, that thing's gonna annihilate so many of your problems. Sadly, we don't have the story event available yet. I think it's still gonna be like half a year before we get Dosolus Holiday. I'm not sure though. No, I got the other Chen from the story. Ah, okay, sorry. You got the normal Chen. This one. This one is also very good in my opinion. She's fallen a bit off in general gameplay. For a certain set of playstyles, she's still very, very good. She can absolutely annihilate bosses with her third skill and is a good Haley drop operator that can save you a lot of trouble with the second skill, because if you max that out completely, you can drop her on the field and she's immediately ready to cast it, destroying 7 enemies in front of her probably. At least until chapter, I don't know, 5 or so, 6. I think that's when some enemies start to have resistances that basically makes it so she doesn't one-shot anyone anymore. Which is why some people say that she's fallen off quite a bit. Still, if you're going for example, 1P relay strategies where you only have one operator or less, just a few operators on the field to give yourself a little bit more of a challenge, very good operator. And for a few other niche scenarios. I still like her. I think she's fun to play around with. I think her artwork is great. I think whenever she uses her skill, it just looks awesome. The second skill is such a fun tool to play around with, and the third one shreds bosses like they're nothing. Really nice operator. Yeah, if you want, I can give you a few tips about certain operators, whether they're good from a meta perspective. Obviously, there's always the point of whether you'll just like characters. Like, I built Pramanix because I think she's super adorable and has some very interesting skills. She's basically the one that made me start Arknights when I first saw her character portrait somewhere. And even though she's not the best, I still think she's fun to play around with and worth investing in, but from Meta's perspective, probably not worth it. Rather put your resources into Chen or some of the stronger low rarity operators. Like if you're at chapter 2, you probably should look at some of the 4 stars, like who do we have? Kata is extremely strong. She doesn't have an animated art. There are only a few operators that have animated artwork. Life 2D is pretty much exclusive to a few select limited operators. I think all limited operators are gonna get something. Like here we have Scully the Corrupting Heart. I don't know, does Chen already have that? Chen has that. Jenny Hollanday has it. W has animated artwork. This one's also gonna get animated later on. I don't know when. Next event maybe? Who else? Who else has animated artwork? Nerl the Radiant Knight has animated artwork. Looks absolutely awesome. I have Blue Poison. Oh, Blue Poison is an incredible sniper. Absolutely ridiculous. Especially in integrated strategies. My friend said she's okay. She's super, super good. Really. You have... The first skill is super good to deal with a lot of different enemies, and integrated strategies gives you attack speed artifacts and artifacts that activate on skill activation. And with such a low SP cost, she does that all the time. Really. For special modes and also for general gameplay, Blue Poison, good choice. As a 5-star, also not too expensive to develop. She can definitely be like a core sniper, you know. Normally as a beginner you would want to go for, let's say, 2 operators out of each of these classes, just to have something for every situation, and you want operators that can deal with a lot of situations okay-ish, you know? Because you don't have the resources to really have niche units that are only good in certain situations. So for example, I like Platinum, I like Blue Poison. If you're going for more expensive options, Exu is good. Jessica can be good. It's often a better choice though to just use Crows. She's very, very cheap and a good sniper unit at the beginning. Greythroat can be a good choice, but really, if you're just starting out and you're looking for sniper recommendations, for example, build Crows, build Blue Poison. Those 2 are gonna last you for a long, long time before you really need other snipers. And once you really need other snipers, you have much more of a grasp of the game and know what you really want and need. But like I said, that's just from a meta perspective. There are obviously other choices and other units that are good. Like May is a pretty good unit, Ambriel is a very good unit, but slightly more difficult to use. I have Meteorite too. Is she any good? Meteorite? I like Meteorite. I think she's cool. But in general, AoE snipers are a little bit slow, which makes them a bit tricky to use. They are also very expensive to deploy. Like this is 27 deployment points to deploy Meteorite onto the field, whereas Blue Poison is 12 and Crows is 9. So she's more expensive than both those together if you really want to deploy on the field. She's... let me check real quick. I think she's one of the better options for her class or for her archetype. Like if you're looking here for the branch, Artilleryman, deals AoE physical damage, that kind of stuff. In that regard, she's definitely one of the better ones. But a little more niche, a little bit more difficult to use than, for example, Blue Poison and Crows. She does have more range though. If you look at the range here at Elite 2, she can reach tiles that other operators cannot reach. Except for Platinum, who with the second skill gets extra attack range. She becomes a very slow, hard-hitting, single-target unit that focuses on air targets, so if you get platinum, she might be worth thinking about. For the moment though, like I said, blue poison and crows, and after that, whoever you want. These two will give you all the power you need for snipers though. Anything you would... or any other operators you have in mind that you would like to ask about? Any tips for good healer? Good healer, there are tons of good medics, but in general, what you want from a medic isn't so much the healing output. The utility is often much more important. Perfumer, for example, has a talent that restores HP of all allies. It doesn't matter where they are standing. Everyone on the entire field gets global healing automatically when she's there. Very, very nice. She can also heal a lot of units at the same time. And I think she gets extra range from her module. No, she gets 4. She can heal 4 units with her module. Perfumer, definitely one of my recommendations, I think. And in the same regard, Theopsis. Or Thelopsis, depending on which pronunciation you want. Like I said, pronunciation is not my strongest suit. Because Theopsis can restore the HP of 3 allies, which means she can heal a lot of units at the same time, and she increases SP recovery for everyone on the field, which is super, super valuable. It makes everyone a lot faster to just use their skills again, which means you can dish out more damage, get more healing, get more defense, whatever you want. So these two I would recommend, Perfume and Theopsis. If you're going into really late stage stuff, you might want to think about Nightingale and Honeyberry, and Calcid is a special version. If you get your hands on Calcid, highly recommend raising her. She's got insane damage output, which is ridiculous for a medic. She's not a medic you would use to heal other operators, she's a medic you would use to annihilate your opponents. So that's definitely a special case. For standard healing, really these two. Perfumer, Theopsis, best choice, I think, for starting out. And just having a general medic for general purpose. And later on, when you need specialized units, you can just look at what you really need. Probably Honeyberry and Nightingale. These two can help with a lot of very, very tricky stages. But outside of those special tricky stages, they're just not that good. How did you get that, Calcid? Oh, yeah, right. You already read the story, so you probably met Calcid, right? And Calcid, thankfully, is not a limited operator. You can get her. There's a chance to just get Calcid. I think it's gonna take like half a year until she's in the shop, but she might appear on different banners throughout. I thought she was an NPC. Nope, she's not an NPC. I mean, she's an NPC, absolutely. She's very, very important to the story. But she's also an operator that you play. It's great. And she's absolutely ridiculous. Honestly, just... let me see. Chapter 2 is Separated Hearts. What kind of bosses do we have? It's not a good stage, I think. Do we have an interesting boss stage or something? That's kind of not her strong suit. Let's do a little test run here, and I'm gonna show you what Calcid can do. I'm gonna go for Calcid as a medic, and I think we need a few other units to hold the line here and there. So let's pick, actually, let's pick Blue Poison, and yeah, Blue Poison and Crows probably. I don't remember what the stage was about completely, but I think this should be enough to handle that. Can I recruit her from the recruitment area? Sadly no, you need to recruit her from the headhunting part. So it's the more expensive part, not the thing you normally do daily. But let's see, okay. We have 19 DP, we can deploy Castle like a normal operator. You might notice though, she has an extremely long range. More range than any other single target medic. And suddenly, we have a new unit available, which is Monster. Have to pull her on a banner. It's most likely you're gonna pull her on a banner at some point. Monster has ridiculous stats. Absolutely ridiculous stats. Definitely deserves its name. The thing is, Kerset has a weird targeting priority. Unlike other medics, she's not gonna heal the unit that needs healing the most. She's gonna heal herself, and then Monster, and then everybody else. She doesn't care about other operators. But I'm gonna activate her skill. And look at that. 2 hits and that thing was down. I bet you've encountered these shield boys already. And Monster just annihilates them. Absolutely destroys them. Monster can also block 3 units and has 5000 HP. Also just needs 15 seconds to charge the skill and boop. There we go. Everybody's gone. Don't remember if they're flying enemies. I think they're drones at some point. Ah, okay, there we go. We have some drones. I don't know, let's do this. We have a few snipers that are gonna take care of these drones, hopefully. And Skull Shatterer is doing quite a bit of damage, but that's Skull Shatterer for you. 2 hits and gone. Oh, they're so hard to kill, those guys. There are a bunch of different ways you can deal with them later on. And like I said, this is like an end game unit, and Kerset really doesn't care about damage to other units. For example, she just kills your enemies. Bam. It's so good. Incredible. Super fun to play around with, and I was so happy when they announced that she was a playable character.
You have my blessings, Doctor.
Definitely fun unit to play around with. Kerset, highly recommend. Not building her for healing, but building her for damage. I'm trying to think. Do we have other NPCs that are maybe appearing somewhere? Somewhere in the story. I mean, we have lots of characters that have big parts in different stories because you learn about them, but someone that looked like an NPC other than Kerset and W. Depending on whether you know Rainbow Six Siege, there was a special banner for some of the characters, but these are actually unlimited. These are not available anymore. So, for example, Ash. She has a special skin, but normally she's Rainbow Six Siege Ash. She's sadly not available anymore. No wonder she's so hardboiled towards the Doctor. Yeah, she's got some support here. Monster is ridiculous. And even if Monster gets killed, Monster will explode and deals 1200 true damage to everyone around him. It's so good. Absolutely over the top. I don't think there are other operators that really have NPC-like roles. At least not in the beginning. They're gonna need a lot of these operators throughout the time, but not really as story relevant as Kerset. Kerset and W stand out a lot in that regard. Yeah, any other questions you have? I'm very happy to answer anything. Any other questions you might have? Anything you want to know? Let's see. Any good shielders? Ah, the defender class. That's an interesting class. In general, for generic gameplay, I'm always talking about just getting through the story, basically, not specific playstyles or anything. In general, you don't want to block too many enemies, so it's kinda okay to just use Zurora or Kuora or however you pronounce her name. She's a 4-star, very cheap, and she has some of the highest defense in the game. And her second skill regenerates her own HP and gives her extra block. One of the best defenders downright if you just want to defend. Other than that, defenders are in a similar role. Sorry for asking so many questions. I'm happy to answer questions, honestly, really. Just keep them going, buddy. Other than that, you probably want something similar to the medics, where blocking is just like the side thing. You're looking for extra utility. And extra utility for defenders comes in the form of healing. For example, units like Null and Saria, these can heal other units, which is very, very good and useful. They normally have enough defense to sustain the beating, to withstand the beating, and they can heal your operators, which is super good. So you start out with something like Spot, and then maybe Gummy or Null, maybe Saria. I have Liscam. Oh, Liscam is an interesting special case. As you can see, I haven't built Liscam to Elite 2. I'm still working on that. She's gonna hopefully be developed soon. But for the most part, she's used for this first skill. You will see her in a lot of showcases. Because whenever she gets attacked, she gives one skill point to an operator close by. Which means that if you position her carefully, she can fast charge skills that are normally very difficult to charge. But for general gameplay, personally I'd say that's rather a niche that you don't really get into for general gameplay. Like, it's helpful, it's nice, and she's a good defender by all means, but she's more used for difficult content and for difficult challenges and for showcases and that kind of stuff. If you just want to get through the game, she's a little bit too expensive for that. I'd recommend going for Store, Spot, maybe later Gummy. Those two are gonna be your main source of defending. Let me have a look. Other than that, there are also special cases, most notably Mudrock. Because Mudrock has a problem. Mudrock cannot be healed by other units. That's the Juggernaut branch. Cannot be healed by other units. She regenerates HP with her skills and with her talents. And Mudrock, you will encounter this character in some of the stories later on. And she's gonna kick your butt quite a few times. Trust me, Mudrock is insane. Because she regenerates shields regularly that make it so she just doesn't take any damage. It doesn't matter how strong the enemy is. She just blocks a hit without anything that she takes in terms of damage. Instead, she just heals 20% of her health or something like that. Absolutely ridiculous unit. Super expensive to deploy with 35 DP, but probably the best lane holder you can have. Just deploy her on a lane and forget about the lane. She's gonna handle it. As long as there are no flying enemies, Mudrock's gonna take care of it. But that's again an attack focused defender. So not really for just blocking enemies. And probably a little bit later on for you, also a unit you need to get from headhunting instead of recruiting. So this is kind of the late game kind of stuff. Beginning, Zora, Spot, Gummy, maybe Null. Wait, she's an enemy unit? She's an enemy unit. Let me show you. Which of the side events is it? Twilight of Wulumonda. The TW8 enemy info. Mudrock. Mudrock is an enemy. You can fight against her, and you can get a good feeling for how she plays when you fight against her. It's not quite the same. It's not completely the same, but it's very similar. So she turns good. I think the story is basically that she and her friends are gonna... They're gonna be hunted for something, and then she's like, well, Rhode Island helped me defend my friends, so I'm gonna help them. I'm gonna join them. Why not? She's so she's basically just trying to defend her friends, and she doesn't really care who hires her. That's kind of how you can think about her. How's Donna? Where do I have Donna? Donna's an interesting case because she deals arts damage when her skill is active. She's a relatively cheap unit at 4 stars, and she's dealing actually a pretty good amount of damage when her skills are up. She doesn't really have anything that gives her extra defense or extra HP, which can be a problem because she's not good at survivability, but she's good at blocking free enemies and dealing a good amount of damage against them. Definitely not the worst choice. Like you can see here, she's a little bit higher than a lot of other operators that I've trained so far. I can absolutely see how you would want to use her. So if you don't have, so for example, I don't want to raise her and have Donna already raised a bit, you can also do that. She should normally be tanky enough to withstand anything you're throwing at her. And she can help you actually with a little bit of damage. Probably a good idea. Not quite the damage potential that Mudrock is gonna give you, but that's a very special case. There are a few other operators that can do similar stuff, I think Asbestos and Shalem, but in general I'm not exactly the stalling kind of player. So defenders aren't really my strength. I just go with a few standard choices here and there. Most of the time it's better to focus on your damage output than to focus on your survivability. If you defeat the enemy, he can't hurt you. That sounds very dumb, but that's generally the better strategy. At least for general gameplay, for main story stuff, or just getting through. If you enjoy stalling though, there are a few very, very good stalling focused players. Like many people focus on specific classes when they clear stages. And I think just today or yesterday, Tums actually uploaded the last story stage with only defenders. That's incredible. Mud is using a freaking siege hammer. Mudrock, oh yeah, Mudrock is using a very big hammer, and she has a lot of very fun sound effects when she uses that one. I can actually show you that too. I have a lot of training tickets and I don't plan to use them today. So let's go to, by the way, one of the very best farming stages when you want these basic rocks, because it's guaranteed, and some of the more basic materials. Basically everyone runs this map in some capacity if you're farming for resources. Mudrock. I'm not sure if Mudrock's gonna be fast enough at being deployed, so I'm gonna take a few Vanguard operators just to be able to get the DP, because he's very, very expensive. Very, very expensive. But let's have a look. No, I think it's gonna take too long, so we're gonna run some extra DP. And now we have enough DP, so you need to be careful, because these slugs would probably get through if I didn't do that. But now I'm just gonna deploy her here. And now I've won the stage. 1-7 isn't exactly difficult. A lot of operators can do this, but listen to the sound effects. It's so good. She's often referred to as the Beyblade. Because it just spins like that. It's so good. Oh, I love it. The game free-to-play friendly. From my personal experience, compared to other gacha games I've played, like what did I play? Girls Frontline, Genshin, Vagrant Order, Azure Lane, Blue Archive. I've tested a lot of them, and I'd say Arknights is probably the free-to-play friendliest. If you want to go for maximum potential, completely max out units, everything you can get, then it's gonna cost you quite a bit. Like, you won't get a max out W, for example, or maxed out Chandy Hollowday or maxed out Scuddy the Corrupting Heart. It's just that's not in the realm of possibility for free to play, and it's not even in the realm of monthly players. For example,
You have my blessings, Doctor.
I've been playing since January 2020, so quite a long time. I have a channel dedicated to Arknights on YouTube that you can check out, by the way. I'm just gonna selfishly use this rare opportunity to see and plug my Arknights channel. And I've been buying the monthly pack for quite a while, so this is the result you can expect from that. Which is quite a few operators at a very high level, but also not a lot of operators here in the high levels with a lot of potentials. If we're going by rarity, for example, yeah, Silver is nearly maxed out, Saria is pretty good, Scuddy has one extra, Blaze, no potentials, Fawns no potentials, Chen no potentials, Ross no potentials, this kind of stuff, that's whale territory. If you just want to get them once, that's in the realm of careful free-to-play planning and playing, and in the realm of monthly pack buying, but that doesn't need any big spending or something like that. Get yourself a new subscriber. Oh, thank you very much. I highly appreciate it. But yeah, this is kind of what you can expect for an active free-to-play player that turned into a monthly pack buyer after a while. I have the vast majority of 6 stars. I have a lot of them trained properly, which for me personally is like Elite 2, level 50, skill level 7, and I still have a lot of them left. Oh, also, very, very important tip. When you're training operators, like you're probably somewhere here where you're like, oh, I have a few operators at Elite 1 maybe, and a lot of them close to Elite 1. Do yourself a favor and try to upgrade the skill level as soon as possible. Skill levels make a very, very big difference and are comparatively cheap. Can you win game with free-to-play? Absolutely. Absolutely. There's no questions asked about that one. I highly recommend checking out, I'm gonna write the name, Kyostin V, I think, for example, and Dr. Silvergun. Those two channels on YouTube. Q often makes tutorials where he only uses 3-star operators. So if I go by this and turn it upside down, he only uses all operators that are up to this point. And maybe a few 4 stars, 1 or 2 6 stars that you can borrow from friends or something like that. And he clears literally everything with that. Every single stage. Silvergun, very similar. He uses only 4-star operators for pretty much every clear that he does. These are cheap to train, these are cheap to acquire. You can get, I think, everyone from recruitment at this point. Maybe 1 or 2 of them are not available in recruitment, but they are rarely used. I give you a focus on a few of these units that you see often in Silvergun or Kyostin V edits, and these 3 stars are actually, for the most part, pretty damn good. It's just incredibly difficult to do, but you can beat the game with 3-star operators and below, pretty much. I highly recommend getting a few more high-level units though. You're gonna get a few. I think you have the standard new player banner, for example, that gives you 1 6-star and 1 5-star. Every new headhunting banner has this mechanic where you can get a guaranteed 5-star in the first 10 pulls. Can be very nice. Oh, Livio Gaming, thank you very much for following. Highly appreciate it, buddy. Just subscribe to your YouTube channel. Thank you very much for answering my questions. No problem. Just keep them going. But I hope you guys are having a good day. But when was I? Yeah, right. I recommend getting a few more units because it's, for the most part, for most players, more fun to do. Oh, there's also there's someone who actually doesn't train his units. He only uses E0 operators, so only operators that are in this level range. No promotions whatsoever. It's quite a bit that I'm watching and listening. Oh, thank you very much. Highly appreciate it. Lucas, always appreciate it. If you've got any questions or something, feel free to let me know. But yeah, some people go above and beyond. It's just really difficult for most players to do. Like I couldn't do this stuff. I couldn't beat the game with 3-star units alone. I don't have the patience. I just want to play a game every now and then, you know. I want to use those powerful units. I want to annihilate things with Calcid and with Mudrock and with Null and whatever you have. It's fun. I appreciate faster, more tech-focused gameplay. And a few other things that you can, for example, see on my YouTube channel. But you get a few really good free units too, by the way. Amia, for example, you get automatically. She can become a guard, as you can see here. Like Amia for you probably looks like this right now, roughly. Or maybe with a different skin. Probably this is probably your Amia. She can become very, very strong. The only 5-star operator with 3 skills. Damn, Stream Elements is a little bit slow today. Also, I think there are quite a few, actually quite a few ways where you can get good operators by playing events or playing certain aspects, like Contingency Contract is a special mode with high risk stuff that's really difficult to do, but can I not see the operators that we got from this? I don't see okay, yeah, 2 years seen, Bybeak. Those are operators you get from this mode, for example. Let me check real quick. High risk as an let me explain. When you're playing something, you have this challenge mode, right? Where you have a condition like deployment points recover at half normal rate. You have stuff like enemy units have a significantly increased range. Contingency Contract basically gives you one stage that always changes per season. We have like one every 3 months or so. And you can choose your own risks. You can say, I'm playing this map on risk 0, just basic map. You can play it on risk 1, DP reduced by half. You can play it on risk 2, DP reduced by half, and you only have 1 life. And you can go all the way up to risk like 30 or something. That's a super high quality stuff that you sometimes see on YouTube. There's only rewards up to risk 18 that you can choose. Like here you can say, I only want to have 1 life, I want to have less defense, enemies are faster. And you can basically test how far you can go. I think most of the time until risk 8 you get good rewards, until risk 8 you get rewards. After that it's just for flexing basically. It's a lot of fun. It's a really cool mode. It doesn't cost any sanity. Apart from real life sanity. It costs a lot of real life sanity. But no in-game sanity, so you can play it as much as you want. Super cool mode. And you get a few really good operators here. Scene and Bybeak, for example. Those are then maxed out. There's also... I'm not quite sure how the whole side story unlocking stuff works, because I did all of the events when they came out, but most of these give you a lot of these give you operators too. At least these give you operators, I think, that you can get from shops. There's also a category that's called welfare operators. When you look at that on YouTube, where people only use units that are available for free to the player, where you don't have to use recruitment, you don't have to use headhunting, and you can deal with a lot of stuff too. Are they good? Some of them are really freaking good. Let me show you. Scene, for example. My favorite summoner in the game. Absolutely ridiculous. Very, very strong unit. Very easy to use. And you get her completely maxed out, which makes her a relatively cheap unit to deploy. Scene is in the CC shop. Yeah, you can just get her from the contingency contract shop. Well, from here. Let me see. These are scene tokens. You can get her for 200 tokens. Once you unlock this thing, you can probably go through some of the training grounds. These rotate daily and collect some stuff. These, I think you can collect normal tokens here and can get that. Actually, I have to get for new players. No, I don't think so. I'm not quite sure when this unlocks though. I think most things unlock. Probably when you're done with Stinging Shock here. If you're done with episode 3, I think you unlock pretty much everything. But I'm not sure. I don't know when you really get access to this little thing. But you can just have a look out for that. Once you have the CC shop unlocked, you can do some fun stuff there. It should be relatively early on. And once the first CC rolls around, don't worry about it too much. Like I said, the first couple of rewards you get for stuff like Risk 8, you can try again as much as you want. And people are competing to show you on the very first day how to do it with 3 and 4 star units. It's insane, the things that some people are able to do in this game. Phantom and Crimson Solitaire. This doesn't give you any operators as rewards, but it gives you skins and a lot of resources. What are other good free operators that we got? We got Bybeak. Where's my Bybeak? I forgot about which level she is. Level 50. Ah, this is also a very good unit, very strong, very beginner friendly. Also available in the contingency contract shop. So don't worry about it. You can get a lot of good units over time. These are non-canon stories. The vast majority of stories are canon, actually. Integrated Strategies has a few endings that are in general not canon. And I don't know exactly where contingency contract stands in terms of story, but there's not much story here. This is really just a training ground to flex your skills in the game, honestly. And to get a ton of really, really good rewards. Whether it's operators, like these ones, or I sadly cannot click on this to show it a little bit better. You get a lot of decorations here for your base if you're into that stuff. You get a lot of old skins like Invisible Dirge, Legacy, Queen #1. These things are all skins that you get. I can show you one of them later maybe. These are all potentials, like if you want to increase your 6-star Vanguard, Sniper, Specialist or Guard, you can do it a few times. And these are also just skins. Tons and tons of skins. You can get skins too, yeah, you can. I think this is actually one of them. Like Siege normally looks like this. And this is called Legacy. This is one of the skins that you normally get from, for example, a login event or something. But after a little while it appears in the contingency contract shop. So players can get older skins that were normally not available to buy. Like Legacy. This one is available. Manticore had one too. Where's my Manticore? Specialists. Yeah, that's Rob. There's Manticore. There's Manticore. This one's available in the shop. Like, this is what she normally looks like. Promotion and skin. Very good skin, by the way. I really like this one. Arknights gives a lot of things to players for free, not for free, for participate. It's a gacha game. You always have to think about how much time and money you invest, and you get a lot of stuff here for participating, I'd say. Whether it's operators or skins or resources, different events give you tons of stuff to play around with. Really fun, and there's so much to discover. Like I said, we have chapter 9 right now, we're getting chapter 10 next week. We have 3 of the bigger events here. How many stages do these have? 8 main stages, 6 extra stages, and mini annihilation, I think. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 side things basically, with 16 stages each, roughly, give or take a little bit. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ah, okay, these are extra story things that you can read if you want. Like, if you're into story, there's a lot of stuff. Are they free? These story thingies? Let me look up how this works. Consume 1 event crystal to unlock 1 intermezzi or side story. Every week there's 1 chance to replenish 1 crystal. This refreshes every Monday and cannot stack before reaching a storage limit. Logging in will automatically use the replenishment chance and obtain 1. Okay, so every week you can unlock 1 of these. And honestly, 1 week is not enough to get through 1 of these events, because there's always another event going on at the same time. Like, dead weeks are pretty rare. It's like 1 in 6 or 7 weeks that there's nothing going on, and then you can just do 1 of the things that you unlocked. So you're gonna unlock these things throughout 3 months in that case, right? 1 per week. We have like a dozen roughly, and they just automatically appear. Record restoration, I'm not quite sure how it works for new players though. I guess you will just see if you're playing for a longer time and enjoying the story in the game. But you will unlock all of the stuff. Nothing hidden behind a paywall in that regard. Everything for free. I think also all of this stuff, like the backgrounds that you can get, I think those are also all available, or at least after a certain point in the story. Don't know. Vacation business. These also changed the background music, by the way. This one's quite. I like the summer one, even if I'm using a winter skin here. Alright. Any other questions you have about the game that I could answer for you or help you get an answer? Whether it's about operators, story, or how you unlock stuff, how friendly stuff is. Still have so many operators to train. Oh yeah, this might be a good thing to see too. Like, there are tons of units here that are not trained or only partially trained in my roster. So really, if you wanna go for 100% completion, that's not in the free-to-play realm. That's just whale territory. You have a lot of currency for gacha? Yeah, I have 100,000 random. I have 31 original prime, and I have 4 headhunting tickets. That's because we will probably in like 2 to 3 weeks, I think, get another limited banner, which means one of the banners where you need up to 300 pulls to guarantee a unit. I will not have that much. I don't think that's doable for monthly players, even if you skip pretty much all other banners. Are they easy to farm? No, sadly not. Random farming is mostly done through annihilation, which is 3 pulls per week basically. Other than that, you get a bit of stuff from weekly tasks, from daily tasks, a bit of stuff from monthly tasks in terms of headhunting tickets, and monthly card buyers also get quite a bit of extra resources in this regard. But yeah, I won't be able to have 300 pulls available for the limited banner. That's just not possible, but I will be pretty close because another thing. Arknights gives you a lot of resources, especially during limited banners. Like, during a limited banner you get a 10 pull that's specifically intended for this limited banner. If I farm for a month, how much can I get? I think it's roughly 5 pulls if you're going for daily and weekly tasks that you get per week. So in a month you get roughly 20 pulls. I think it's barely enough if you consider all of the other stuff to get the pity thing for every new banner, but it's very far away from really saving up for a big banner. What do you want to get with the 300 pulls? I'm going with 302. I want to have the limited unit Spectre Altar because I want to try to do some Abyssal Hunter clears. Irene is pretty cool too though. I just hope I get them before that because I won't be able to have 300. I don't have them. But that's just for farming. You get a lot of stuff for rewards, like the 10 pull that you get with every limited banner. Each day that you log in during a limited banner, you get 1 free pull. Each day you get at least 300 up to 800 Arundum. And yeah, there's a lot of extra resources that you get. I want Rosmontis skipped in a banner, sadly. Yes, Rosmontis is fun. I wish they would go back a little bit to the fun but niche units that were additional units instead of altar units, you know? Because we got a lot of stuff like Null Altar, we got Sculptor Altar, we got Chen Altar. In the good old days when we had W and Rosmontis, those were the times. But yeah, Rosmontis is very fun to play around with. She has a few quirks to her kit, not easy to use, but really good unit. I like her. She's got a very sad backstory though. That's always a bit rough to read, like chapter 7 and that kind of stuff. And I also heard that the lady that used the monster as Doctor's ex-wife. Is that true? I'm honestly not sure if it's completely canon or if it's just what the community agreed upon. Because basically the story is that the Doctor has amnesia and doesn't know what he did in his past. And he was close to Calcid, so people are kind of memeing on that kind of stuff. That I don't think it's canon. I don't think they were officially married or anything. But you can definitely say that she's the ex-wife. She's the angry Lynx ex-wife for the Doctor. That's the normal agreed upon thing. Kay is actually the strongest person and the most influential in Terra based on lore. Yeah, she's literally immortal. I don't know how much you guys are into CN spoilers, but she's literally immortal. And she's saving Terra from the Eldritch gods that are apparently in outer space. Like, the kind of stuff that you see in the story gets a little extreme once you enter all the Arknights stuff. Everything regarding to Seaborn and that kind of thing is ridiculous. There's so many different scales for stories that you have, like these little side stories contained in cities, and then goes to, oh yeah, we can't do space travel because the sky isn't real. What? Like, what? She is and was everywhere. Yeah, I mean, we just currently have Walk in the Dust, which gives you a good overview over different timelines with the different skins, for example, in the background of when Calcid did something in the past to influence the current situation in Terra. So what about the Doctor? Is he a strong character? Is he just an avatar for the player? He's just an avatar for the player. He's just a stand-in that gives you a chance to basically insert yourself into the story and be the main character there. When it comes to in-universe lore, the Doctor, pre-amnesia Doctor, was apparently a very ruthless person that sacrificed a lot of people. You can see that in a lot of W voice lines, for example. We actually don't know the full story about the Doctor. We don't know the full story about the Doctor, we know just a little bit of stuff, because they want to keep you as this main character and this person that you can just insert yourself into. That's why they also gave him amnesia and all of that, so that you can be the nice guy now that always is like, oh, I don't remember the past, and who are you again? Let me tell you the backstory of this character all of a sudden. There's actually an event that gives you quite a bit of info about the backstory. Was it Special Operations? Vigilo. I think all of these were backstory. As you can see, I actually haven't read them. Yeah, a bad guy in the past. But not... You're still thinking in black and white. Trust me, Arknights is gonna make you question black and white stories. The further you get into this thing, the more you're gonna not want to be completely into this, oh, bad guy, good guy kind of thing. Oh, there's a lot going on. I mean, you know, the pharmaceutical company that wants to heal oropathy. Cal hates us, yeah, Cal hates the Doctor. W hates the Doctor too, so I mean, there's a lot of characters from the past that hate the Doctor. I trust Cal. Cal is very trustworthy in general. I mean, she's at least got the help of Terra at mind, I'd say. But as an individual, I wouldn't trust Cal too much. You know, at the end of the day, you're just a pawn, and you're just gonna die in a couple of days for her, basically, because she's thinking in longer terms, very long terms. So it's a shade of grey. Yeah, there's a lot of grey stuff here. It's a good story. Definitely, story writing is one of Arknights' strengths, next to character design and gameplay mechanics. I still love Arknights for just being the best tower defense game I've ever played, with new mechanics in literally every event. Like, if you're bored of whatever's currently going on, just use a different event. Just pick a new one and you can have something new going on in the game. Really good. There's beautiful artwork in Walk and Dust in the final stage where Cal calls monster. Let me see if I can find the one you're referring to right now. We'll look at that together. The final stage. Are you referring to the story for WD8? Probably, because we're fighting Emperor's Blade in this one. Let's see. I don't know how long the story is actually in the tower, because when Emperor arrives, there's a lot of story going on. This is where she... Oh, by the way, you were asking about NPCs earlier, Max, right? This is Heidi. She's an NPC. She's just a side character in the story. And next week, when we get chapter 10, she's gonna become a playable operator that you get for free. It's fantastic. I love it. Long press. Yeah, I don't want to miss it, so I'm kind of just trying to press a little bit here. Currently just talking. She's about to send her back, I think, into the house. Humans in this game too. I think most humans are side characters. Pretty much everyone is in some way or form animal infused. Irene is an NPC in Undertides. A very good point. Very good point. Next week we're gonna get in Irene, who's also just an NPC in one of the very old events at this point. But every 1 or 2 years a character comes back. I think Lee was a side character too. Didn't even make an appearance for a long time before we got him. I'm still hoping we can get Lin Yusia? I'm not sure how to pronounce her name. The one that's always fighting with Chen. That's one of the NPCs that I am hoping for to become a playable operator. Is the Doctor a human or part animal? We don't know. I'm pretty sure we don't know about that. You can imagine whatever you want. From human to furry, everything's possible in this universe and nobody cares. So if you think being a human in this world would be beneficial for some reason, there's nobody stopping you. And as you can see, the stories are pretty damn long. That's why I don't read every single story, but I think we're getting close. This is Emperor's Blade, the enemy here. And Tides is Scuddy story, exactly. It's the first Scuddy story, we have a lot of them. I love this Cal outfit. This is good Cal outfit. Personally, I think the desert one is my favorite. I just love the hood that she has there. It's a little bit better. I think desert is the first one, and this one is on the same level as the maid version. I just think that's absolutely hilarious for Cal's character. This one? This is where she calls Monster, and you can really see Monster in all of his glory. Or are you talking about a slightly different picture? Not quite sure. The big one. Ah, okay, you mean one of the CGs. Yeah, this one. Oh. Oh. Oh, she's a special character for sure. Oh, beautiful, absolutely beautiful, gorgeous. Most of the CG is gorgeous. There's so much good stuff in there. I think one of my favorites is Under the Tides, a canon story. Yeah, like I said, pretty much everything is canon except for some of the things in integrated strategies. She's a queen in this. She's every time she appears, she's a queen. She's a queen, she's a commander, and she's an absolute beast with a monster under her control. Except for the newest chapter. Chapter 11, apparently. I've seen some interesting stuff today already. I think that's the only CG we're gonna get in this one, right? Ooh, she's clashing with Emperor's Blade here right now. Anything else in this one? I'm thinking about what CGs are my mind. Seen the new tree enemies? Tree enemies? I don't remember the tree enemies. I've seen the Gundams. I'm looking forward to that boss fight. That's gonna be a great one. Was real Manfield's break. And Tides. We don't have MB yet, right? We don't have the one with Silver Ash and the Silver Ash clan available. There's a really good one where Silver Ash and the Brown Tail are sitting opposite of each other, and the house is burning down in the background. That's a really, really cool CG. Did you say Gundam? Trust me. The story that we're gonna get in roughly half a year at this point is gonna be something else. It's also the artwork of Matrok arrives with the army. Ooh. Was it Twilight of Wondermonda? I don't remember which story though. It's gotta be in here in that case. Where does she arrive with the army? Is it in her fighting stage? Actually don't remember where. Let's try to speed through this a little bit. Controls are a little bit weird here. Okay, there's a lot going on here before the fight. Weird sound effects from all of the guns apparently in the background. Or bombs. Yeah, it's gotta be close to this one. And yeah. No CG. Do we have a way to see just the CG somewhere? I know there's a site for that, but who's the Lollyfox? Oh, that's Suzerain. Our Light, often referred to as community, something like that. She's a pretty cool character. She's a very good damage amplifier with an insane slow. This is her base artwork. She seems so out of place. She seems absolutely out of place. Suzu is always completely out of place. And normally in this world, characters have only one tail, so this is just a sign of a very bad infection, I think. It's a cool artwork too. Suzerain, our Light. Our Light. Still need to give her some masteries on her foot skill, actually. Remember, this is thanks to that artwork that I love Madrock. Madrock is such a cool character. I was so happy when they announced Madrock. Same thing as with W and Rosmontes and all of the other characters that we had there. It's great. It's great. But I really don't remember where we see the army arriving. I know there's a site where or a web page where you can look at all of the CG. But I wouldn't even know how to search that properly. And even going through the story in 32 times speed, it takes such a long time. But yeah, Suzu is always a little out of place. She's just a little bit too pure for this war-torn world. Where's the reason everyone is in animal part cause of the infection? That's what I thought first, and as far as I know now, no. But to get into that would be a little bit far-fetched and a little bit weird. As far as I know, it's got to do with a previously burnt down civilization and the Seaborn, and someone doing experiments and trying to create new warriors, and suddenly the world was populated with animal-eared people. I think there was an anime that had a similar plot to that kind of side story. That was a little jumbled. I'm sadly not too versed in the finer details of the story, but the animal ear stuff is... I think it's not available on global yet. It's gonna come with Stultifera Navis. That's gonna give us a little bit more background info on that kind of stuff. Seaborn, yeah, that's a Scuddy thing. I think Scuddy fights or joins side to... Yeah, you know. Yeah, exactly. Sorry, just switching a little bit to German. Yeah. Which one could be... Let's read it. Even Rock and Mud cannot avoid Maelstrom. Sentiment... Trying to see if there's an info here that would tell me where Madrock arrives with her army. I'm gonna look for one more to see if we can find the artwork. If not, we sadly have to ban that search, because there's just too much story to read through. Let's have a look. Oh, this is also a very nice one, I think. Linux and Suzerain with the background here. Twilight of Wonder Wonder was a great event. What else we have? Losing his mind over Scuddy that he had to kill her. If he had to kill her already, then he's on Integrated Strategies 3. Either he's playing CN account, or he just knows about the things that are currently going on in CN. We are not quite there yet. That's gonna come in half a year. Tried to find him, but I failed. Too bad. I think I remember what you mean, but cannot find it, sadly. Too much stuff to look through that's available.
You have my blessings, Doctor.
And I also don't think we have any like catalog for that kind of stuff. Medalists, no. Medalists are not the right thing. Even if we look through this, it's gonna be a little bit too long. I don't know. And she loses her mind. Yep, that's definitely the stuff that's currently happening in Integrated Strategies 3. Which is not here right now. We're in the middle of Integrated Strategies 2. It's literally 5 months or so till we are the ones that have to kill Scuddy. It's part about Scuddy turning bad and dying canon? No. That's one of the endings that is not canon as far as I know. You don't actually have to kill her. It's just... I think Mizuki is basically fantasizing about what would happen if she lost her mind and we had to kill her. It's a game, I appreciate the effort though. No problem, I would like to see it through. It's kind of sad. We have an overview for a lot of different things, like the network and all of that stuff. I wish we had that same thing for all of the background CGs. So it's a what if. A lot of the stuff that's happening in Integrated Strategies 3 is what if. A lot of it, what your friend is talking about right now in that case. Because in Integrated Strategies 3, there are so many endings where people are dying. Literally everyone is dying in one ending, basically. Because he's thinking like, if Scuddy overruns everybody, then we have no chance of winning and everyone's gonna die. I think that's the very rough summary of one of them. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. The canon ending is that everybody's fine. Everything's okay, and we know no more about how to fight the enemy. I think that's the canon thing. Also, by the way, I really like the catalog they did for the skins, where you can really look at everything, see whether it's an event reward. Like all of these are event rewards, all of these you can get through the CC shop, for example, or by logging in or stuff like that. I think there's even explanations for some of the fashion brands and stuff like that. Fun fact is that Scuddy is an Abyssal Hunter, but Scuddy Alta is not. She counts as a traitor. Yeah, that's because she is basically corrupted by the Seaborn, which is kind of sad. That would make Abyssal Hunter so much stronger. But then again, we're getting a lot of strong operators very soon for that. Scuddy dead overpowered. In the story, she's extremely strong. Absolutely ridiculously strong. You can make her very strong in the game too, but that needs a certain set of setup operators. But in the story, Scuddy is not just a force to be reckoned with. Like, that would be an understatement. All of the C1 are incredibly strong. Like, not only Scuddy, there are a few more. Let me see if I can find them real quick. We have Adriana is not really an Abyssal Hunter. With Spectre. Spectre, the Undying Shark Nun, very strong. It's gonna get an altar version next week, in a couple of weeks, 3 weeks probably. And Gladia, for example. Gladia is also incredibly strong. And they work together very well. They have talents that make each other stronger. Gladia, do you have Gladia? Damn. Was she in the shop recently? Ah, Spectre. Oh, Spectre is a very strong unit. Spectre's second skill makes her just not die. That's used so often in high difficulty content. It's incredible. Scuddy has the biggest physical strength in Terra. She's like Hulk. That's a very good comparison as far as I know. She's ridiculously strong when it comes to just physical strength. And all of the Abyssal Hunters also have like regenerative powers and a lot of resistance to psychic attacks. They are on a whole different level to literally everybody else. Like Calcid. Okay, Calcid is yet another special case, but like shortly after Calcid you have Scuddy and the others. That's pretty much the official power ranking. It's not exactly what's being shown in game when it comes to meta operators, for example, or just operators that excel in certain niches. In the story, Scuddy is insane. There are quite a few others that are ridiculously strong though, whether story or gameplay wise. The Abyssal Hunters just play a very big role because all of the Seaborn stuff that's going on. And at the moment, Ling is the most broken unit in AK. Currently, not Dusk, Ling is probably the strongest. Yeah, I think she can solo the vast majority of content in the game. And she doesn't really need a lot of support. Scuddy Alta is even stronger. She's actually used in-game often. She's the best buffer we have, but it's a very different kind of strength. Very different kind of strength. She can solo 90% of the stages. Ling is just ridiculous. I still need to give her some masteries at some point, but honestly, even for farming, I just use Fawns and Mountain normally. Those two are enough to solo most of the stages. But yeah, you can optimize your stuff with Ling a little bit more. That's right. Ling was one of the first operators to solo integrated strategies 2-2. She just... Her dragons are similar in power to Monster, and she can summon multiple of those wherever she wants. If you're looking for in-game power, Ling is the way to go, but she's a limited operator, difficult to get. As in lore, I mean, lore-wise, we're talking about Calcid as the strongest. Gladia is the strongest Abyssal Hunter, I think, stronger than Scuddy. Yes, Scuddy and Spectre are... I don't know what the terms were, but they are basically soldiers, and Gladia is one of their commanders. So Gladia... I think Gladia is the commander of Spectre. And we also have Olpian as one of the NPCs that's probably at some point gonna be a character, at least based on what AK is doing so far. And Olpian is the commander of Scuddy, I think, right? But Gladia, I think it was in Under the Tides where Scuddy met Gladia and was like, oh, I don't really want to mess with her, she's pretty damn strong. I should probably listen to what she says. Oh yeah, according to lore, I think Gladia is a little bit stronger officially. At least stronger than the Scuddy that we know right now. But then kind of stuff, it's pretty difficult to say sometimes, because all of these are just ridiculous. Everyone else has their flaws and is strong and whatever. The Abyssal Hunters are on a different league. I think there are interesting strong characters like Nord Radiant Knight, who easily defeats everyone in Casimir's. Obviously Mudrock. Who else do we have who's incredibly strong according to story? Silver Ash has a lot of political power. Mostima in the lore, strongest caster according to Cal. Oh yeah, Mostima. Also one of the 6-stars that still need training for me. I haven't had her for that long. Oh, I don't even have the skill levels. Can I improve that? Give me that. Oh, still need more rocks. You always need more rocks. Mostima also has a very, very cool skin. I really like this one. She can basically control time and... Whoa, there's a lot going on in her story too. She can literally stop the time. Yeah, that kind of stuff is very ridiculous. I think she has a history of just disappearing and appearing somewhere. I don't have Fiammetta, I can't look into her story sadly. We also have Dusk, who literally just painted her own world to live in and can easily corrupt a lot of pretty strong operators. We have Amir. We're gonna learn a lot about Amir at some point. I mean, according to story, she at least has a very important role. The 3 Divine Sisters. I mean, Nian is not bad either, yeah, that's right. Shouldn't we also get another one of the sisters in a couple of months when we get the Chinese New Year? On CN at least. They're really powerful in the story. Ling, Dusk and Nian are all very strong. I think Ling is just the older sister, right? I also don't remember her or their part perfectly. It's something like Ling was the first one and awakened her sisters like Dusk and Nian. Also Dusk, by the way, has some of the most beautiful effects in the entire game when it comes to graphics if you deploy her. And some of the best skins. Absolutely insane. She splashes a lot of ink around the map, which is just ridiculously cool to watch. Ling is the oldest and the more funny one, like she likes to party with friends. She's often displayed as drinking alcohol with others, like with operators like Blaze, or just being the drunk, fun, aunt kind of character, you know? They are gods in their own right, yeah, they are literally gods. They are literally gods, or demigods at least. I don't know how their kind of ranking is, but That's a whole different kind of scale again. There goes, yeah, you're mixing gods and you're mixing seaborns here and political actors and whatever the hell Cal is. Do we have other insane actions in this game? We have very strong individuals here and there. Oh yeah, that's a good one. We have an April Fool's character, Conviction, who I think has the gender Conviction. Yeah, codename Conviction, gender Conviction, combat experience unknown. I think she's also some kind of god officially. Or it's a funny April Fool's character that can either do insane amounts of damage or stun your operators, or just do nothing. It's cool. April Fools in Arknights, always something you should be aware of. It's super good. It's never the bad kind where they just troll you or promise something great. Instead, you get a fun character for free. The only one who can stun your ops. She's actually used often in showcases of skins, for example, on new operators to see what stunning an operator looks like. It's super good. Because you just don't have any other reliable source of doing that. Conviction has no fixed appearance, based upon available historical records. They write a big story about this April Fool's character. The 5% chance in S1 is insanely strong. Yeah, I don't even have any ranks on this skill because I don't really plan on using her. But increases the attack of the next attack to 140%, has a 5% chance to become 560%. That's skill level 1. There's masteries to be had here. That's so good. I saw you have 2 sides to Amiya. Yeah, I highly recommend raising Amiya. She's a really good single target caster with a lot of damage output, and at some point in the story you just need her. You need to have her, it's just required. And then you can make Amiya become a guard, an arts guard. She deals arts damage, can only block 1 unit, very strong. Has a very similar second skill to what Shen's third skill is. I'm not gonna go too much into detail about why she has all of this stuff and why she is like that. Just know that later in the story you will need it. I think you have to E2 have for chapter 8, no? But remember, it's that chapter, exactly. That's exactly the one. So what's this 2 sides about? Like I said, I don't want to go too much into detail because it's a really cool story aspect. But you can basically change her between her arts guard form and her single target caster form. And you can just freely switch her. She's the only character that can do this. I'm just kind of sad. I was originally hoping they would do altars like this, but they didn't. And she's very, very good as a caster. Just gotta say it. She's very expensive at first glance, but absolutely worth it. And you get her for free at maximum potential. Or you can wait for the anime. No, they will explain that part. Are you sure? I thought the anime was just going to be until chapter 3. I'm pretty sure they stop at this stage, right? At least I've heard a lot of people complain about that people are just gonna see the more boring parts of the story where Amiya is like this little girl that follows all the rules and doesn't have an opinion of her own, on her own. Yes, but the basics... Oh, okay, yeah, that's probably true. You will learn a lot about the basics about why Amiya is special. Let's leave it at that. Amiya is very special in the story and very, very important. Who's the leader of the group? I'd say Kelsid. Kelsid and then the doctor with Amiya. That's the 3 important people. We are in a way. We are the main character, we are the one who positions the troops and all of that. we are making the choices, and Cal is the one drawing the strings behind the scenes. Actually, it is Teresa. Yeah, there's a lot going on in the later stories. Like I said, it's not just black and white. You can't just say like Ami as the main character. She's like the kind of difficult to say. She's the Pikachu of Arknights, something like that. Kelsey is the one drawing or puppeteering behind the scenes. She's like the mascot. Yeah, kind of like that. Kind of like that. That sounds a bit like a villain in disguise. Kinda, a little bit. You're not entirely wrong, I'd say. She only has the best interest for Tara in mind, though. You can definitely say that. She only wants the best for everyone. But sometimes you gotta, what's the English saying? You gotta crack some eggs if you wanna make an omelet? No? You gotta get your hands dirty a little bit if you wanna get results. It's not just black and white. And there's a lot to discover, a lot to unpack. I hope you're gonna have some fun finding out a lot of this stuff. Obviously, there are also tons of accounts, people who are much more knowledgeable about the finer details of the story, who would love to tell you everything and probably know quite a bit more about the CN spoilers and stuff like that. Kara's the one character that can do everything, and based on lore, it is literally everything, but she needs to take care about. Yeah, she's got a lot on her shoulders, that's also very true. Lots of responsibilities. Great character all around. Whether it's the writing, whether it's the designs, whether it's the gameplay aspects of using her as a character. Also, it is really freaking good. They did a super good job with all of this stuff. And currently, the event Walk in the Dust tells you a lot about her past. And gives you a pretty good idea of what she's like as a character. Why doesn't she help with the story on the field? Oh, trust me, that's just because you're at chapter 2. She's literally always there, and she's literally at the front. She can one-shot most of the bosses. She can one-shot a lot of the bosses, but she has to take care of a lot of the bosses. And you're left with the ones that you can handle, while she takes care of the ones that only she can handle in the background. It's probably a good idea to look at it that way. She also needs to take care of you and Amia, that both of you grow into the role that you need to do, you know? She appears sometimes in places where you didn't expect her at all. Yeah, all the time. She's always there, always watching. She knows what's going on because probably she was the one to arrange all of that. Like an Arknights. Yeah, that was fun. Suddenly she's standing on the sidelines and taking care of a few things that are not quite done. I think she's dueling the other Inquisitor or something at some point, right? He's great. Absolutely one of the best characters in the game for me, with all things considered. Like a puppeteer. Yeah, that's her role. Oh boy. Man, it's already pretty late. That was a lot of fun, but I think I have to call it quits here for today. Because I've got some work to do tomorrow. I hope you guys had some fun. The body is in the chapel, but it's too big to move. Calorized once I do it. Yeah, that's Kelsey. That's Kelsey for you. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. Thanks guys, that was great to talk with you about all of this stuff. I would love to repeat that at some point. Have a great day or night. Thank you very much for answering questions. Thank you for asking so much. It was very much my pleasure to do it. Thank you for the stream. Thank you very much for being here. You made the stream a lot more fun, guys. Anyways, I think I'm gonna raid a VTuber that I know, very cute fox VTuber. Don't know what they're doing right now. But yeah, I hope you guys are also having a good night, and I hope we'll see each other again soon. That's gonna be it for me tonight. Goodbye. Thank you very much. Bye bye.